Finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Good morning. It's the weekend sports breakfast here on talkSPORT with me, Shebahn Aherne, and former Chelsea and Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. It's the Manchester derby. A debut for interim United manager Michael Carrick, who says outside voices won't influence the pressure he feels in the job.
Some are positive, some are not so much, but I think in some ways, for me, in terms of you saying about putting pressure, for me it's totally irrelevant in terms of me and how I go to work and what I focus on.
Come on, Mikey, get in there like swimwear. Don't forget, you can hear the Manchester derby live on talkSPORT from GameDay exclusive 11 o'clock. All of the build-up, kick-off at 12:30. There's a London derby as well. West Ham visit Spurs, both managers under a little bit of pressure. Spurs manager Thomas Frank admits it's a pivotal game for his side's season.
It's a big London derby, of course, against West Ham, with rivalry and everything, but it's all about us. It's how we come out, then we'll put a top performance out there, and then we'll win the game.
Do you think a defeat here could put either manager's job on the line? It's been a tough old 48 hours for Crystal Palace fans. Guéhi and Glasner set to leave the club. The boss has confirmed he'll step away at the end of the season.
I told him that I will not sign a new contract for Crystal Palace. We agreed at that time that it's the best to keep it between us.
Palace fans, where do you stand on it all? 03717 223344. Where does the club go from here? 81089 if you want us to send us a text this morning. We're building up to a huge day of football. Manchester derby live here on talkSPORT from 12:30. The kick-off and the build-up from 11. Do not miss a thing. Download the talkSPORT app. You can take us anywhere with you on your Saturday. This is the weekend sports breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Cascarino. How you been, my friend?
Yeah, been good. The week of football never surprises me. It don't let you down. When there's drama, wow, it happens in the Premier League for certainty, doesn't it? Just mad. I mean, yesterday was just another crazy day.
I know. You let it. I worked early yesterday. went for a nap, woke up, Glasner's leaving, Geehy's signed a contract. It's like, where was I for about 3? It felt like all that should have been done over a period of time. But quick nap and everything changes.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been dramatic. And big moves and players leaving and managers, whatever, changes always around this time of year. And I just thought yesterday, I was amazed at what I witnessed, because Mark Gay, we all knew he was going to go. Was it going to be by the end of the season, run his contract down? Well, obviously, clubs have been in for him, and they've Man City, as in the club that have got him. It's a major coup. He was the most chased player in the Premier League at this time. I'm sure every club in the world was looking at Mark Gay, whether it's an Italian club, whether it's a Spanish club, whether it's Manchester United, whether it's Man City. I'm sure loads and loads of clubs, Liverpool included, have looked at him. Real Madrid in Spain, Barcelona, because they knew they were getting him on the cheap, as in how much it was going to cost, whether it's 20 million or. It's happened, and City have shown their muscle again.
Yeah, speaking of muscles.
Go on.
Are you still doing your odd
100
press?
Still there. It's been difficult. But I found it easier the press ups, because that was the one the 3 exercises I'm doing: squats, press ups, and sit ups. I found the press ups the hardest, doing 100 of them a day. I obviously have to break it up a bit, but I'm still going. I haven't done them today, and I've got a really long day because I'm working on, obviously, here at talkSPORT. Then I'm off to Chelsea against Brentford, and I'm not going to get into about 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight.
Why don't you do the half-time entertainment at the game and go into the media lounge, do 100 squats?
I think I'm going to enjoy the entertainment at Chelsea, whatever. I know a few, obviously a few people at Chelsea, and his press conferences have been pretty lively already, haven't they, Liam Rosenior?
I feel a bit for him, because when there's criticism and then there's a bit of mockery, and Liam Rosenior's kind of getting mocked a little bit for the pressers because they're liking him and David Brent online.
Yeah, I saw that,
which I don't really like.
No.
Kind of no need for that.
Look. He seems a very confident.
He does.
Young man. I say young man. He's 42 now, so he
looks younger. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and he's well established. The challenge will be, as it always comes down to, Shebahn, is winning games. Yeah. You have to win more games than you lose, and you have to win at Chelsea a lot more than you lose. And they're off the back of the defeat by Arsenal 3-2 in the week, which could have been, at one stage, could have gone 4-1. It really could have. Arsenal were in such control of the game, and Chelsea came out of it with something to hang on to.
Yeah, all eyes on Stamford Bridge. 3 o'clock today. It's also Chelsea taking on Brentford. And Keith Andrews, fair play to him. He's been no mug since taking over at Brentford too. So we're building up to all of the games today, keeping you posted here on the talkSPORT network. GameDay Live going all around the grounds from 2:30. But of course, the Manchester Derby kicks things off from 11 o'clock on GameDay exclusive today. It's also the day people are most likely to break dry January. If you've already done that, fair play to you. If you're a Man United fan, I know you've probably already done it. Michael Carrick's first game in charge of the club happens today, and it's live for you here on talkSPORT.
Welcome to Manchester. It is a rivalry that has never lacked for spice or intrigue. René! Low cross, pulls it back towards Balotelli. Right-footed shot, and Mario Balotelli scores! And it's about to heat up again.
Ruben Amorim has been sacked as head coach at Manchester United. Right now, he should obviously be getting behind Michael Carrick, but the wheels 100% should be in motion to find a new full-time manager for Manchester United.
Manchester City 1, Brighton 1.
They've slipped up again. They seem to be putting it on a plate for Arsenal at the moment.
Score goals is part of the stats, or part of something you have to do well, and that is what we miss in these 3 games.
There you go. But it's back to Haaland, point-blank range, and there he shows what a goal scorer he can be. And this is turning into a derby day demolition. 3-0 City.
Looking forward for our fans. I know how important it is, and it's a really, really important game for us.
It's an important game for us here at talkSPORT today, also because it's our 250th commentary of the season. Live coverage from 11 o'clock, the Manchester Derby. I'll be watching behind the couch ahead of this game. His first as interim manager. Michael Carrick says the noise from other prominent ex-pros at the clubs doesn't bother him.
They're not putting more pressure on me. I don't feel that.
Michael Are you there?
You know, I think it's just part of it. You know, the role. I understand it. I understand there's plenty of opinions.
The criticism around Manchester United is just constant, isn't it? No matter who's in charge, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but it doesn't really help him in his first game, does it?
Look, when you have huge football clubs, whether it's, you know, the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, all these clubs that are leaders, you know, top 6 clubs generally, and I'm not just talking about this season, I'm talking over the last few decades, you're going to get a lot of noise from ex-players.
Yeah.
And Manchester United have got a lot of players who are in the media who have been incredibly successful in their careers. So if you expect them just to turn around and say everything's hunky-dory when they're losing games and finishing where they finished last year, what was it in the end, 15th, 16th? I don't know. You know, where they're finishing, they know the standard at Old Trafford. So ex-players are going to voice their anger at what's happening at their football clubs. So it's no different. It'll be no different in Barcelona. It'll be no different in Real Madrid if they were suffering in the Spanish league. Bayern Munich, it would be exactly the same.
I just feel it was all a big something for nothing at the end of the day. Ruben Amorim, you know, the fact that he was backed, he was supported, and now here we are with Carrick in at the club. And what was it all about? What was it for? Because it felt like then they were starting to make progress with Ruben Amorim, especially when it came to the table. But again, everybody's still...
Was you totally convinced in that, Shebahn?
No, not
exactly.
in terms of the performance.
I think a lot of United fans were, they feel there's a sense of improvement, but it was no... If you're taking it over the course and distance, it'd been there quite a long time. So, you know, you're looking at managers had a season and a half to get things right, and you're still at a stage, are you convinced? I think you...
But Cass, didn't they have like a little disagreement about a transfer window, and then that's it? Oh, we all fall out. You're sacked. You're gone. You know, they've made... Just grow up, toughen up, shake hands, move on.
I would have said...
The fact that progress was made, and now Carrick's in, and I'm like, what is happening?
Well, look, my gut feeling is always the same on this, is that there's a lot that's happening behind the scenes we don't know of, and over time it will come out.
Yeah.
What was the major problems at the football club? And United had a good few. What I would say about today is, in some ways, it's the perfect game for Michael Carrick to have.
Yeah.
Because he knows once they walk onto the pitch at Old Trafford, it's going to be loud. Yeah. It's going to be enthusiastic. It's going to be their major rivals, Man City, who are, you know, just at the... You know, when they're all getting all good news, United's been mainly bad news, and then the good news for City is, I've just signed Mark Gay.
I know.
You know, another signing's coming through the door.
And Semenyo's just hit the ground running.
Semenyo's, you know, another one. So you look at that and you go, okay, so Michael Carrick think, Sesko started to score goals. We've got Mbumo back. We've got Cunha back. We've got Fernandes, who's been injured, back. We can do something here. And that is the exciting thing about this particular game, is that this United team, if you get a lot, you know, Martez has come back in recent weeks. Maguire, I think, is led to be believed to be fit. So he's going to have a lot more choice about his team. The goalkeeper's done well. Yeah. Emmons has done well since he's joined United and got his first team spot. So, you know, the biggest challenge Man United will have is what every team has, is getting the ball off City.
It's going to be a huge game live on talkSPORT for you today. Other games coming up for you today in the Premier League after the Manchester derby. 3 o'clock kickoff, Chelsea take on Brentford in the London derby. Leeds also face Fulham. Liverpool Burnley's at 3, as is Sunderland Palace, and Spurs West Ham, which has been dubbed the El Sacico, which isn't nice for any manager involved. Let's face it, both Thomas Frank and Nuno under extreme pressure. All the 3 o'clock kickoffs, all of the updates, all our reporters all around the grounds on GameDay Live, and then 5:30 Nottingham Forest to take on Arsenal. But it all kicks off this afternoon, 12:30 kickoff here on talkSPORT, the Manchester derby. How are you feeling about this? 81089 03717 223344. Man United fans, do you trust in the interim manager Michael Carrick to possibly upset things today? Building up next, we're going to talk about Crystal Palace. Glasner is on his way out at the end of the season, as is Mark Geahey. Is there a bumpy road ahead? You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it! Oh! Oh!
No, we don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Green, green grass, blue skies. You better throw a party on the day that I die. Green, green grass, blue.
He's got some bangers, hasn't he? What's his name again? Ezra.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard his voice before. Just didn't know his name.
Big Georgie boy Ezra. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino. Green green grass, green cars have reached a 21-year high last year as demand for electric models continues to rise.
Right.
Apparently more people want a green car. This must be Celtic fans.
Well, I do love the green car. It's just the type of green. I'm not a fan of the lime green.
Right,
I like the racing green.
What's racing green you said this year?
Well, it's a lot darker.
So like more like the emerald kind of green, like the Irish green, or go racing green.
If you go racing green, it's quite dark. It nearly looks black.
I know what you mean. Oh yeah, that is nice.
Racing green's a lovely colour.
That is lovely, yeah.
Yeah, but green's my favourite colour. It always has been.
Me too. Oh no. It's my kid's favourite colour.
But I don't like the look of a lime green car. Nah.
Unless it's like a proper big beastie Lambo and you're like, yes, go you rich person through the town.
No, I would never ever be seen in one of them.
What colour is your car?
White.
Okay, apparently white.
Oh well, it's off white. It's not actual white.
Off white.
No, it's like more like a creamy colour.
Oh.
But it's well, I've got two. So one. One for the missus. One for the missus and one for me. But yeah, I'm not car mad, so I've never have been. Anybody who knows me, they'd always. I've never had the big fast, car that's
humble car.
I've had a Range Rover, which I enjoyed until I kept getting pulled over every 5 minutes at one particular time because.
Did you steal that, sir?
Well, no, yeah, exactly. It was that. It was always the same. I never got pulled over for drinking, or say for drinking, but for being tested.
Pulled you over.
So I kept getting pulled over, and it was coming in here. Because I'm driving at 4 o'clock in the morning, and police would pull me over and say, "We're just doing a check on the car on you if you're the owner."
Well, there you go. And for that reason, he got rid of his Range Rover and upgraded to a Ferrari.
That got stolen.
Grey cars apparently are the most popular for a fifth year in a row. I don't really see a lot of grey cars. I thought it'd be white cars. Let's talk about Crystal Palace. It's been some 24 hours, hasn't it? So Oliver Glasner, if you've been under a rock, announced yesterday he's going to leave the club at the end of the season. He said he'd made this decision in October and they kept it private from the rest of the fan base. On the same day, it was announced that skipper Mark Gahey has agreed a deal to sign for Pep Guardiola's Man City. Here's Glasner yesterday in the press conference.
My decision has already been taken months ago. I had a meeting with Steve in October, international break, with dinner. Very long talk, and I told him that I will not sign a new contract for Crystal Palace. we agreed at that time that it's the best to keep it between us, and I think this is how confidential we work together, that we could keep it between us for 3 months in the football times where we are in. I told the team today the same, because I think it's important to have clarity, and I don't want to have this question and the players and what's going on, and we had a very busy schedule, and we thought about, and again that's why we didn't want to tell it.
Were you surprised by this news?
No. It's a bit of a weird one for me.
Can you hear that tapping? I'm going to flip.
No.
That's like, I've got that thing where you hear like a noise in the background and you can't...
Slightly, now you mention it, but...
Right, sorry. Were you surprised?
Was I surprised? I was surprised by yesterday. I mean, the October international break was from the 5th to the 18th, so that's very early on in October, since he's had that conversation about whether he stays at Palace or what his intentions were. I'm surprised that he's still in his job, honestly. Because if you look at their form, they haven't won in 9.
Yeah, but you can't... You're surprised. Wait, you're surprised he's still there? Yeah. He wasn't let go?
Well, put it this way. If a manager tells you that they have no intention of signing a new deal, and that's fair enough, he's allowed to do that, he's in his rights. But then Crystal Palace, for me, should have been straight out the door looking at potential next managers. We're going back to October, so you've had nearly all of October, because the international break was from the 5th. So you've had all of that time from November, December, now we're into January, to find a solution, a manager. And then yesterday, 1 hour afterwards, Mark Gahey is announced to Man City. He then decides to go out and say, I'm not signing. I'm leaving the football club. Mm-hmm. I can't believe Palace have kept him.
Yeah.
I don't think he deserves to be. And I understand all the rhetoric around, he's done fantastic. He has done fantastic. He's built a squad. But also there might be a reason why players haven't come to Palace. You know, did Brennan Johnson know when he signed from Palace from Tottenham? Did he know that the manager was leaving? Because a lot of times when players go to clubs, they want to know if the manager's future, is he going to stay? Or, is there going to be turmoil at the football club to some degree? Palace haven't done anything in the market, except for Brennan Johnson. And there'll be the argument of, well, the Europa Conference League, they can still win it. Yeah, they can still win it with somebody else as well. Yeah. They're on a poor run. They haven't won in 9. Is there a reason why, this run and the defeat at Macclesfield of some of the stuff maybe not been right behind the scenes? Because honestly, Shebahn, I can't believe this has all been smooth running from October to now. Okay, this has all been okay. Okay, we'll keep it secret. There'd be a lot of people that would have known. Do you
think he's got eyes on the Man United job?
I don't know. I don't know that.
And would you accept him at Manchester United? Would that work for you?
I guarantee you'll probably find that when summer comes, that he'll be at a football club. I don't think this period's doing Palace any favours at all, because the poor run they've been on, and they've lost for Leeds 4-1 away. They've not won in 5 home games. They've conceded quite a number of goals, and I just feel like this isn't the Palace team of the start of the season. So where is the problem? Why have Palace fallen off? And a lot of people say they haven't got a big enough squad. I've said it myself. But there is a reason they haven't got a big enough squad, because maybe the bosses are thinking, well, we don't want to go and buy a load of players that he would have his fingerprints on, and then he's not at the football club.
True. And they've got, Sunderland today, who have been absolutely outstanding this season as well. It's going to be a tough one for them. Now we know this information about Glasner.
I understand a lot of people will make the argument, well, he stays to the end of the season, it keeps him in. I actually fear the reverse. I feel like this is a bit of a line in the sand moment where I can't believe Palace haven't made a call on him and saying, look, if you have no intention of being with us next season, we have to start thinking now, and we might make a change even before the end of this season.
Very good point.
I would have thought that absolutely could be on the table.
Yeah. Palace fans, 81089 03717 223344 is the number. Don't forget, Sunderland face Palace at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and it's all part of our Game Day live action. It all kicks off 11 o'clock today here on talkSPORT for the Manchester Derby. Kick-off there at that game is at 12:30. Download the app and stay with us here on talkSPORT for a massive day in the Premier League. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll get on the roads. We'll talk to the fans making their way up and down the country to support their team today. We're with Cardiff fans heading to Blackpool next. Good morning. It's Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and Tony Cascarino. Some of your other headlines you're waking up to this Saturday morning. Middlesbrough moved within 3 points of Championship leaders Coventry with a thrilling 3-2 victory at West Brom Albion. And the hosts' first match under their new boss, Eric Ramsey. World champion Luke Littler was knocked out of the Bahrain Masters quarterfinals by Gerwyn Price for the second year in a row as his 21-match winning streak came to an end. And also Leeds host Fulham in the Premier League today at Elland Road. We're all over it. We have you covered on GameDay Live. Here is our reporter at the game. Who are you? Name yourself.
I'm Mike McCarthy and I'll be at Elland Road for Leeds United against Fulham. The home fans could get their first look at new signing Facundo Buonanotte, while Harry Wilson, who Leeds tried to sign last summer, looks to continue his sparkling season. It's Leeds United versus Fulham.
Looking forward to it. Should be a massive game today at Elland Road. Mike, thank you. He'll be with you on GameDay Live here on talkSPORT. You looking ahead to this one, Cass? I mean, Leeds have been so impressive of late, haven't they?
Yeah, they were really good, I thought, against Newcastle, which they lost 4-3. Leeds are in good shape. They've been on a decent run. OK, they lost that particular game. But there are two form. Both teams are in form. Fulham have been brilliant in the last, I mean, Harry Wilson is absolutely on fire. Since the start of November, he's got goals. He scored a hat-trick for Wales against North Macedonia. He's got goals in the last 3 games, whether it's been the cup game against Middlesbrough, Liverpool, Chelsea. Harry Wilson's absolutely on fire. And fair play to him, because he's always felt to me he's been in and out of Fulham. That player that never really convinced Marco Silva that he's worthy of a first-team place week in, week out. He has of late, because he's been fundamental to Fulham being in a really good shape. He's played brilliantly for him.
We've been talking about Oliver Glasner. He will leave Crystal Palace at the end of the season for a new challenge, get out of his comfort zone. He was speaking about yesterday in the press conference. Good morning to Simon. He says, you've got to thank Oliver Glasner for everything he's done for Palace. Big worry now, who else follows Guéhi out the door, which is something that you had mentioned, Cass. If we're to believe him, and he's not spoken to any other clubs, so he's announced it now to make sure Manchester United are aware that he is available. Simon, thanks for your message. Good morning to Trevor the trucker. He says you can't leave it there with Cass's car. What do you drive? Tell the people what you drive.
Well, funny enough, I'm not. I'm a Mini.
You're a Mini man.
I love Minis.
I didn't have you down as a Mini man.
Yeah, I love Minis. I've got 2 of them. I've got the Countryman, the new one, which is quite a nice.
That's bigger.
Yeah, it's bigger. It's more like a 4x4, but it's a small 4x4 that my missus tends to take more than me, but I jump in the other one all the time.
See, if it was a normal Mini, it'd be like an elephant and a rollerblade. Because you're a big man.
I know.
Like tall.
But I tell you what's so amazing. It's a bit like the TARDIS in Doctor Who. You get in a Mini, I've got plenty of room. Absolutely got plenty of room.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's a convertible as well.
There you go, Trevor the trucker.
In the winter.
He puts the hood down.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. I love, getting in and out of town. It's not an enjoyable sort of journey anyway, because so much traffic, and I just like the fact that I can sort of nip and tuck here and there. And
I got a Mini when I changed jobs years ago. And then I had twins, and that was a nightmare because it wasn't an ideal car.
They'd be no good for.
But it was bright orange, and my dad was like, "Why have you got that? What have I not taught you anything?" Growing up, he was genuinely like, "Why have you got a bright orange car?" I just thought it was really cool, and then I did realise it was like driving around in the Rangers mobile. Yeah. Anyway, he's not spoken to me since. I'm joking. We're absolutely fine. It's time now for this. Yeah, it's that time of day where we get out and about on the roads. We find out which fans are travelling up and down the country to support their team. Cardiff fans today make a 450-mile round trip to Blackpool. Make sure you go to the Pleasure Beach while you're there. Cardiff, top of League One, 4 points clear of second place Lincoln. We've got a couple of Cardiff fans with us this morning. Ben and Jamie. Jamie, I believe you're on the train. Ben, I believe you're heading to the train. Good morning, lads. How are you?
Lads.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
How's it going, the 400-mile trip that you're on to today to Blackpool? Whereabouts are you at the moment?
I'm currently... Go on, sorry, Ben, you go first.
No, you go, Jamie. You're already on the way. I'm at home still.
I was going to say, I can see the cat stand behind you. I'm like, he's in the gaff.
Sorry, I'm just by Hereford way I am, to be fair.
Hereford now. Jamie, good to have you here. Good to see you on the train. Why are you ahead of Ben then? Why are you on the early train?
Well, Ben is, to be fair, Ben lives in a different part of the UK to us, so he does his fair share of travelling to home games as well. So he's got probably an easier journey upwards today, I suppose, for Ben. But yeah, we always leave a bit earlier, and obviously with the prices of the trains, you're trying to get the cheapest ones you can possible.
Let me go to Ben first. Ben, come on, tell us about Cardiff in the season, because obviously being top is great news. But tell us how much you're enjoying the experience of the League One.
Oh, it's been great. I think if you ask any Cardiff fan, last season was really tough. Not a lot of wins. I think Jamie goes to most home and away games. We go to most home and away games. We didn't see many wins last season, but this season it's been fantastic. We're top of the league. We're playing really good football. We've got a really young core of players in the team who really want to be there and fight for the club. So it's been light and day compared to last season. And I think it makes these away trips a lot easier and a lot more fun, just because we're going places knowing that we can win and we can play well. So yeah, it's been one of the best seasons I can remember for a long time in League One.
Are you loving it? I mean, are you confident of where you are on the table?
Yeah, 100%. I think even the games that we've lost, even the games that we've drawn, we've been the better side for most of it. And I think that's the really enjoyable thing. We're not playing bad football anymore. We're playing really good football with really good players. And I think we're a match for every team in this division. And I think that's the really good thing. We're top of the league and we're good for it. And I think we're going to places like Bradford today. We know it's not going to be easy, but we know that we've got the quality and we know we can play the football that needs to get results. So most fans are going into games thinking that we're going to win games. And I think that's a complete difference to what it's been like for the last few years, where we've been scrapping around and scrambling just to get draws and get scrappy wins.
I said you were going to the Pleasure Peach. I said you were going to Blackpool, but you're going to Bradford. My bad. Yeah, it's actually
Bradford.
It's Bradford.
Where's a different...
different part of the country altogether.
Part of the country. Yeah. So tell us about, you mentioned there, Jamie, you mentioned there, Ben did. Just tell us about some of these young players that have been given an opportunity.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Every football club has an academy for a reason, and I think obviously going down isn't good for anybody, but it's a silver lining for us. I think we gave these opportunities to the youngsters. Now we're starting to see why we've given the opportunities. I think, credit, we've got a really, really good manager who believes in these youngsters. There's quite a few. Ronan Cappuccino, Ruben Colwell last year showed some brilliance, but this year, unfortunately, he's injured a minute. He's been fantastic. There's quite a few players there who are, who are playing really, really well on merit, I think. And I'm enjoying it. Like Ben said, it's nice to be top of the league. I think we're there on merit, but it's also nice to do it with a good core of young homegrown players who want the best for the club.
Well, your manager's been talked about, Brian Barry Murphy, about an excellent coach and just taking Cardiff forward. So that's great for you as a fan.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've longed for a manager that comes in, understands the club, but understands the club from not just the first team level. He gets it. He understands what the fans kind of want, and I think we are seeing why he was at Man City and why he had his opportunity at Leicester City, because he has a good footballing IQ, he has a good ethos, a good vision, and I think, like Ben said, we're here on merit, we're at top on merit, and I think even when we've lost games, that's probably been due to some maybe errors from our way of playing, but you're going to get that ultimately with trying to be progressive, trying to be quick with your football and be modern.
Jamie, you're on the train just now, and I want to praise your train etiquette, because even though it's 20 to 7 and the train's probably empty, you've made sure that you've come to the side of the carriage near the doors to have this conversation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be honest, no one probably wants to hear me speak more than I have to, but I think, like I said, I was messaging the other day and I was going, right, I'm going to make sure I'm on the Wi-Fi, try and do it, because going through the sort of through Wales and stuff like that, signal's not good. But listen, these journeys are what makes football fans. And I always say it's about making the memories. Football is 90 minutes. Of course you want to win, but the day around it, I'm with my wife and my daughter and my mate Reese, and we love it. And this is, hopefully we can get a positive result. This is a massive clash today, and credit to Bradford fans, they're turning out in their numbers as well, so it should be a good clash and fun.
Here, do you know who's a Bradford fan? He was on talkSPORT yesterday. Dynamo, the magician.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Bradford fan. You might see him. Here, listen, Jamie, do us a favour while you're on the train. Shout up the Cardiff.
Up the Cardiff, Bluebirds.
And shout, stick with talkSPORT.
Stick with talkSPORT.
No, it has to be louder. It has to be much louder than that.
Stick with talkSPORT.
There you go.
Yeah, that's probably woke up people up on the seats.
I know.
So, what about Ben? When you're off, Ben, what time does your journey start?
I'm literally, as soon as I'm off this call, I'm heading to the train station. So I think my train is in about an hour's time.
Just checking you're not going to Blackpool. You're definitely going to Bradford, aren't you, Ben?
I'll check my tickets now. You've got some nerves inside me. But yeah, I'm getting the train in about an hour, so I'll be up in Bradford around mid-morning.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, as Jamie says, these trips have been brilliant this season. I think we're taking large numbers away from us, away from home, and we're bringing the noise wherever we go. And I think it's just been fantastic this season, seeing Cardiff fans reignite their passion for the football club. Because like I said, last season was tough. This season has just been a joy. So the long may it continue the way things are going.
And good for you, getting up at this time, sometimes up at 3 a.m. to follow your team for these early kickoffs. Jamie and Ben, the Cardiff fans, have a good one today. Thanks for coming on. I hope you get the points, all right?
Good luck, lads.
Cheers, thank you.
Take care. Travel safe. If you're out and about on the roads today, supporting your team, let us know you're off to 8:10.
Do you know one line there? I think it was Jamie said, the players want to play for us.
I know.
Right? How important is that? You know, players who want to play for your team.
And to know that you feel that from...
And that's why I said earlier about Glasner, about he doesn't want to be the manager of Palace. If he's not signed a new contract, he doesn't want to stay there.
Yeah.
So if you want players to play for you, that sign for you, because they want to play for your football club, it's the same as a manager.
No, you make a very, very fair point on that. I was surprised what you're saying about Glasner earlier on. Now I'm like,
well, I was just a bit taken back.
You're right. You make a point. The form's off. He said in October that he's leaving. So what direction is he taking them in? Not that I would ever, because I think
he's done a great job. I don't deny any of that. He gave him a great moment in the FA Cup, a final, and look, fantastic. But the moment he says he's leaving, and he told the owner in October, then there has to be a moving on period.
Okay.
And I can't believe we've got to yesterday. And was it a coincidence that Mark Gay is going and an hour later we hear about Glasner?
Yeah. No, there's no coincidence. Yeah, it was all put out there for us to know, that's for sure, but it wasn't in October when the conversation was had. Don't forget talkSPORT 2, your home of the EFL. We'll bring you 3 more matches coming up on talkSPORT 2 today. 12:30 Coventry take on Leicester. Southampton face Hull at 3 o'clock, and 5:30 Swansea take on Birmingham. Enjoy the Cardiff fans heading to Bradford today, and fair play to you on that 450-mile round trip. All the action on talkSPORT 2 today from the EFL with our Natalie Sawyer from midday. talkSPORT 2, swipe across on the talkSPORT app to stay across everything. 12:30 here on talkSPORT, of course, it's the Manchester Derby. Here's what else is coming up for you on the station today. Max Rushton and Charlie Baker here at 9 with the warm-up through to 11, and then game day exclusive, our 250th commentary of the season here at talkSPORT, the Manchester Derby, buzzing for that. 2:30 game day live with the Adrian Durham going all around the grounds. We've got Chelsea against Brentford today, and then Spurs against West Ham. All of the action coming for you here on talkSPORT. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll get into this morning's back pages of the newspapers.
welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning, how's it going? You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and Bromley's finest, Celtic striker formerly Tony Cascarino. Good morning to those of you who are on the roads this morning, heading out to support your team. Good morning to the guys who are in the car just now from Scotland, going to Manchester for the derby today. Don't forget you can listen to it live here on talkSPORT from 12:30. Don't forget some of your headlines. Bohan Miofsky scored a hat-trick as a rotated Rangers side eased past Annan in the Scottish Cup at Ibrox. Do you know it's Ali McCoy's son plays for Auchinleck Talbot and they play Celtic today?
Oh, right.
But he's cup tied or something?
No, I didn't know that.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Why?
No, it's probably good for him because he's going to get battered. Morning, Ali's probably heading a game right. Morning, Ali. I hope
hasn't he got 5 boys?
He got 5, yeah.
5 boys.
And he's got twins as well.
Oh, is he?
He got twins, yeah.
Because I got 5 boys.
Oh my God, that's a lot of testosterone in him. That
What
is.
about that?
We were actually saying, you know, Alan sitting chucks it all the time. You know, big guy, you know, man about town and whatever. They say he probably goes home and his 3 daughters and his wife call all of the shots.
Yeah, yeah.
He'll just sitting there go, yes, yes, yes. Another news, Rory McIlroy hit 4 shots into the water in an erratic second round at the Dubai Invitational as he slipped out of the lead. And Middlesbrough defeated West Brom last night 3-2 in the Championship. It was live on talkSPORT 2, your home of the EFL. More EFL action today on talkSPORT 2 from 12:30. Coventry take on Leicester, 3 o'clock Southampton take on Hull, and then 5:30 Swansea face Birmingham. Natalie Sawyer across it all over on talkSPORT 2. Sam Stevens is here for a look at today's back pages. Good morning, Sam.
Yes, hello. What a fine day. Manchester Derby day. We can't wait, can we?
How are you watching it? Are you in here for it?
I am actually.
there's
I'll be here.
There's a lot more on it today.
Sam's a United fan.
When you say more on it, is there more on it than normal? Do you think?
I think the temperature's raised because obviously Carrick taking control of this particular game. Guardiola's made a couple of signings. They're going to Old Trafford, and Sesko's got. I was saying earlier, Sesko's got going.
Yes,
they've got Cunha back. They've got Mbermo back. They've got Fernandes, who's been injured, back.
Ahmad.
Ahmad. So you know, look, it's getting the ball off of City. That's going to be the biggest issue for United. But I think there'll be an incredible atmosphere today.
I said to Shebahn, I think if United score first, they've got a decent chance today. But it's whether they can score first against this City team, isn't it? And interesting interview with Tijani Reinders in the paper today in the Times, from shifts at Aldi and Dad's Sunday team to City's new star. He's looked great, hasn't he, for City? One of the signings.
A magical player,
isn't he?
He is wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful player. And it says here there were live lessons from his Indonesian mother, Angelina, who returned home one day from the supermarket with a job application from her son. A form for her son, who was 18 at the time. He said, I worked in Aldi for 1 year when I was in the PEC Zwolle Academy. Now 27. He says, after training or even after a match, I had to go to Aldi and pack the groceries. My mum wanted me to know that at that age, it's important to learn how to care about money and you see the different side of earning money. That boy is now regarded as one of the best midfielders in Europe, but fame does not appear to have gone to his head, they say.
Yeah. Good mum, eh?
Good mum, but also, Cass, do you think it is important to have a sort of childhood grounding when you can? It must be so difficult these days for players because they're in academies from such an early age, but if you can do a bit of work in your life as in outside of football, it must have can only have a benefit, can't it, in terms of the real world?
Absolutely, Sam. Being grounded, being humble, recognise you're lucky to be involved in football, but one day football will go from you. You'll be, and you've got to have the tools after football to be able to continue a successful life of some level, whether it's going into media, whether it's, investing in business. There's loads of people who lose everything because of their lack of knowledge, because you're given so much. But if you're grounded and you understand the value of things and morals and principles, it will serve you really well, in my opinion. There's lots of pitfalls for anybody in all walks of life, and footballers are no different.
It's a conversation we have often day to day, about Gen Zers and the youngsters who are so different to the way even I grew up, never mind your situation, Cass, but...
What are you saying then?
You're a wee bit older. But even when Cass was young, you had jobs at football to do the boots, to I don't know, go and get the water. Like, even Ray Parlour speaks about whose boots he had to clean. That was part of your job. Yeah. Now footballers aren't expected to do anything like that from a young age. They're wrapped in cotton wool, they're protected, they're paid money from a really young age, huge sums of money. They're really looked after that way. Whereas to learn that Reinders has been packing bags in Aldi from when he was young, alongside playing his football, I don't know. I think it does set you up a little bit differently in life.
I think it's perspective as well, isn't it? Like, it gives you proper perspective in life as to what really is difficulty. Because I think footballers sometimes they're a bit can be a bit martyrs, a bit woe is me about things when things go wrong. But actually, the reality is that football, although it's very tough and it's very high profile and it's very mentally draining and all the rest of it, but it's the reality of being a struggling mum, trying to feed your kids is a lot more difficult, isn't it? So it's all part of it. Talking of difficulty, by the way, and perhaps it's probably slightly harsh, really, but Nuno Espirito Santo in the paper this morning, gone back in time to solve his future. With the help of a loudmouth former teammate, struggling West Ham need inspiration to rescue their Prem status in the relegation zone. This is Rob Moore writing in The Sun this morning. Nuno, 51, pleased that he's been able to bring in close pal Paco Gémez as a first-team coach. We believe, Cass, that this is the first coach he's probably been given out of his coaching staff. Nuno has been working with the coaches that were already at West Ham.
Yeah.
How important is it for coaches like Nuno and any other coach? I mean, we're seeing at the moment there seems to be myriad, 20 coaches at every club. But how important is it that you've got people around you that you trust and respect?
Do you know what was funny, Sam? As you're reading it, I remember West Ham scoring early on in the reign of Nuno, and it happens quite often, that their huddle was bigger than the huddle on the pitch of players.
Right.
And I laughed, I was thinking, it's like all the staff were involved in this big huddle, all cuddling over a goal, and it was there was about 10 or 12 of them, all the coaching staff. And on the pitch, there's about 6 players in a huddle. Yeah. I'm thinking...
You get a coach for the coaches these days, don't you?
Exactly. Look, of course it's important. You've got to have everybody pulling in the right direction. You have to have that at a football club. And Nuno needs someone, not saying he wouldn't trust the people who are there. He obviously has got a relationship with them. But you also need someone who might give you a different perspective that comes in that's also going to work with the coaches that are already there. It's all about just unity.
Yeah.
You have to have that at football club.
It's so broken. It's so broken.
If it is broken, you'll pay a heavy price, and they are. That club is broken. Yeah. It really is.
Don't forget, it's all the updates coming from you today in that game. It's going to be huge. Spurs taking on West Ham, like we say, both managers under pressure as well. 3 o'clock kickoffs. All the updates coming for you in GameDay Live, and it all gets underway today here on talkSPORT 12:30 for the Manchester derby. Sam, thank you very much. Coming up next on the Weekend Sports Breakfast, we're going to talk about live golf. Is it about to become totally dead? Morning.
Who would have thought a sporting event's halftime show could have a bigger impact than the game itself? Well, the Super Bowl halftime show does exactly that. In 2024, Usher brought in an audience of 180 million worldwide, the biggest ever in the event's history. But how did singing and dancing get to be the centerpiece of America's biggest sporting event? The first edition of the Super Bowl was held in 1967 when the Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Los Angeles. Because of the sheer size of the event, organisers wanted to put on entertainment at halftime for the fans in the stadium. It was a display of marching bands, dancers and pure USA patriotism, and that was the theme that followed for years. In the 1980s, the Walt Disney Company got involved and we started seeing some interesting and questionable displays. But we got our first glimpse of halftime shows to come in '93 when none other than Michael Jackson stunned fans with his 15-minute medley of his own smash hits. When he walked out on stage, he had to wait for the crowd's cheers to die down for about 2 minutes before even starting his first song. Diana Ross, Gloria Estefan, Phil Collins all starred in their own shows, as did Aerosmith, who performed alongside NSYNC. Things got a little bit out of hand in 2004 when Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson produced perhaps the most famous or infamous wardrobe malfunction in history. Shows from the likes of Prince, Lady Gaga and Beyoncé are considered by critics as the best. To give you an idea of the scale of things, Rihanna's 2023 halftime show included roughly 800 people. These ranged from backing dancers to stage crew to camera operatives broadcasting to millions around the world. The whole stage for that show was built in roughly 8 minutes and was broken down and cleared away in the same time. The acts perform for free nowadays, even though the experts reckon it costs around $13 million to put on Rihanna's show. Artists know they'll rocket up the charts in the following weeks. Rihanna's average sales improved by 140% in the months following her performance. The Super Bowl halftime show will be a fixture in pop culture for years to come. So the question is, who next?
Yes, so welcome to the weekend. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Millwall striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Huge, humongous day ahead. The Manchester derby, a debut from Michael Carrick, who says outside voices won't influence the pressure he feels in the job.
Some are positive, some are not so much, but I think in some ways, for me, in terms of you saying about putting pressure, for me it's totally irrelevant in terms of me and how I go to work and what I focus on.
Obviously, we're there for it. Game day exclusive underway at 11 o'clock here on talkSPORT. Kick-off at 12. From Old Trafford, West Ham travel to Spurs in a London derby with both managers under pressure. Hammers boss Nuno Espirito Santo insists his team needs to start earning vital points.
It's a new game, it's a tough opponent and a tough place, and we are so needed of a good results that our focus is there to go and compete.
Do you think a defeat here could put either manager's job on the line? Get involved with that. And it's been a full-on 48 hours for Palace fans. Guéhi and Glasner both will leave at the end of the season. Here's the gaffer.
I told him that I will not sign a new contract for Crystal Palace. We agreed at that time that it's the best to keep it between us.
That was in October. He and Steve Parish had that conversation. Palace fans, where does the club go from here? 03717 223344 is the number if you want to vent your views. 81089 if you want to drop us a text, a message. Get us involved with the show. We're across it all, building up to a massive day of football here on talkSPORT. All getting underway with the Manchester derby. 12:30 kick-off, build up from 11. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning. You get any honey?
Honey?
In your bag, honey? You got no honey?
No, I haven't got any honey.
Normally I travel with the honey. I've got no honey.
No. I can't help you there, Shebahn.
Tickly throat.
Have you? Oh, dear.
It's been doing my nutting for 8 days. Anyway, nobody cares. Massive game at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium today. Spurs hosting West Ham. Spurs come into the game with 1 win in the last 7. West Ham winless in 10. That's shocking in the Premier League. They did make it through to the 4th round of the FA Cup last weekend with a win over QPR. Both clubs, as we know, desperate for a win, Cass. But do you think if there's a losing manager today, that's it in terms of their job?
It's always difficult to assess when managers might be there on. Is there a departure date coming? Well, I think if Thomas Franks lose at home to West Ham, who are clearly in a real mess, a real pickle West Ham are in, 7 points off of safety, lots of bad stuff coming out where it just doesn't feel like West Ham can find a win from anywhere. If Thomas Frank was to lose today at home, I've been there a few times this year, the moans and the groans from the faithful is quite loud and clear. It would be one defeat that I think would put him under huge pressure, and I don't even know if he'd survive the week if he lost to West Ham at home. And that's my opinion on that one. It's a strange one. Listen, just to say this, Shebahn. We look at the two clubs. They're two really big clubs who've got huge support, have gone to these new stadiums for different reasons. Tottenham have got their beautiful, shiny, fantastic, which it is. It's a joy to go to. If you're there in the media, it's a joy to go to. You get lovely food. It's a lovely setting. Everything's beautiful at Spurs, except for what they're seeing on the pitch. But even if you go to the training ground, which is high-end facilities, and, they've got this place called The Lodge where players can stay afterwards. And I've never been there, but I'm told, and what I've read, is that it's high-end like a retreat, a luxury spa. Now, is that a place to prepare players? Players can stay there, by the way, after games if they want to. But is it a place to get desire, hunger into a team? A luxury retreat? Because that's what it is.
Where would you send them?
Well, you want to get them. You want to keep real to a certain degree, but you don't need all this everything perfect to get victories.
Yeah.
I used to love Mike Tyson. I say I still do. I used to love the fact that he'd come in with just dressed in black with these old boots on his feet. The old boxing boots they wore years ago. And I don't know why. I just think everything at Spurs is so perfect, as in stadium. Then you talk about training ground.
Aesthetically, it's good.
Oh, it's all beautiful.
In terms of the stadium.
And it's a joy to go and visit. It's like, it's like a shrine.
But the important stuff.
But the important stuff, they're way off. And I don't know, this game is vital for Thomas Frank, that is for sure. Now, West Ham fans have been saying exactly the same thing because they need to get results and after the defeat against Forest, it's put them in a real pickle.
Yeah.
And if by the end of the season, which I've said all along, they will go down, they will then have another issue, as in what happens with a big core of the fan base, with the stadium they're in, players that Pakatara is rumoured to be going and wants to go. You're not going to keep Jared Bowen for sure, and maybe a couple of others. So that club is in a real mess.
3 o'clock today, the updates for you here on talkSPORT and GameDay Live. Could it be the end of the road for one of the managers? If it's a loss for them, Spurs take on West Ham, 3 o'clock in the Premier League. It's also been a fascinating week in golf. Also, Cass, Brooks Koepka has defected back to the PGA after the expiry of his LIV contract, while the futures of fellow LIV pros John Ram, Bryson DeChambeau, Cam Smith have also been speculative. Out of 3, DeChambeau is the most non-committal. He said that he'll see through his contract until the end of the year, but he said that he could leave LIV and just do YouTube videos as a full-time job because he's making an absolute mint from it. And we wondered, is it the beginning of the end of LIV? It didn't really take over, did it? Let's speak to the man in the know of all this, talkSPORT's golf correspondent Rupert Bell. Good morning, Rupert.
Hi, Rupert.
Good morning. Yes.
You
Been
look fresh as a daisy, sir.
Well, it was my birthday yesterday, so
happy birthday.
Looks a deceptive, I would suggest.
Are
Shebahn.
you absolutely hanging together?
So when Sam said, "Would you like to come on at 7 o'clock?" I went yes, but in hindsight, may not have been the best idea. But anyway,
Tell us.
I've slapped myself
How
awake.
old are you? Can we guess the year? Guess how old Rupert is?
I don't know. I'll be kind to Rupert.
Yeah, no, I'm being
I
kind
think-
too. Isn't he?
yeah,
He looks
he's-
great.
He looks great. He looks fine. You look fine, Rupert, for someone who's 94.
Anyway, whatever. I just want one day to shoot my score, but even at 67, I don't think that's possible.
Oh,
so,
67.
yeah, there we go. So I'm not shooting my age.
No.
I tend to be shooting more like the 94 that you're suggesting, Cass, but there we go.
No, it's Rupert. Come on, let's talk about golf, because is Liv in a dire problem, which I don't quite see, because obviously TNT have took over for took Liv Golf on, but there has been a defection. But are other players going to go? You know, because tell us these contracts as well, Rupert, because these contracts obviously they get big bonuses, and sure, if they see out their contracts at certain times, there are going to be ones that are going to leave.
Yeah, and Brooks Koepka is very much his own man. He's all about the majors, and he tried it, didn't like it in the end. Said he wanted to spend more time with his family, but I actually think he's doing it for, in his mind, golfing reasons, so that he can become more competitive again, he would suggest, in the majors, because at one stage he was the go-to man. You bet your life on him trying to win a major. He hasn't been in great form. I think it will be interesting at the end of this year, because suddenly Liv are going to have to fork out an awful lot more money to keep Bryson DeChambeau, John Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton maybe in that bracket, Cam Smith. So it will be very interesting. Liv has got to find a way that you look at the players they've signed. Thomas Dietrich's come and joined them. Bjorn Ahn has come in as well. So they're not players who are suddenly going to move the dial. So they are losing the big fish potentially at the end of this year. And that won't be a good look for Liv. But you know, there's a lot of water under the bridge in the intervening period.
Rupert, I always remember look back at the Liv Tour, and when it all first come on board, it was amazing how quickly the PGA reacted to raising their prize money literally by 40% and doing these merit places for the top 40 PGA players. So you know, it has changed golf already, even from the PGA perspective.
Well, the prize money on the PGA Tour is so much more because they've obviously had to react to this. I mean, for Brooks Koepka, when he comes back, he won't be able to get any of the FedEx Cup bonuses. He's not guaranteed to play in the signature events when he returns at the beginning of February. So it's, excuse me, it's not straightforward. But I have to say, in the end, Liv, you know, they're revamping the team format. They've now gone to 72 holes. It doesn't at the moment feel any different than watching a weekly DP World Tour event, maybe, in terms of the quality of the field. Now, they're playing in Dubai this week. Rory McIlroy's on hand in an invitational event. They've got a big Desert Classic event next week. But Liv with the team side just doesn't seem to resonate. They're trying hard. There's rebrands of all these team names and trying to ramp up the team element. But it's just, at the moment, for sort of, I'm not sure people are buying into the team format of what's going on within Liv. So at the end of the day, it just becomes another 72-hole tournament in the eyes, I think, of most of the public.
Yeah, not really happened, has it, Rupert? Listen, thank you so much for jumping on with us this morning. Enjoy your birthday weekend celebrations.
Well, as long as Villa win, then it will be the perfect weekend. So there we go. So,
cheers, Rupert. All the best.
Rupert, happy birthday to you, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you. I'd love to see Brooks back in the PGA because that season he went on a mad run, didn't he? Was that 2019? I was pregnant. That's why I named my son Brooks.
Oh, right, okay.
It was Brooks Koepka's mad season where he just kept winning everything.
Well, he played a bit last year and he looked like he'd lost that little bit of edge, which some of them golfers had. John Ram.
He looks frustrated. He doesn't look like he's enjoying Liv, whereas he always looked like he flourished against the big boys, you know. So it'll be good to see him back, ruffling up the PGA, and he's got that bad boy thing going.
Yeah, he has. Well, John Ram's got that. I mean, John Ram was great in the Ryder Cup, and you know, but he's out of sight, out of mind, really, when you're on the Liv Tour. And as Cameron Smith. I mean, what a player he was. He defected and literally was one of, I think it was second in the world at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they were getting huge amounts of money, but maybe playing golf in a different world and a different arena is not what they actually want now.
Yeah, keeps it interesting, that's for sure. All the updates for you on Live Golf on our website, talksport.com. If you have just joined us, don't forget we've the Manchester Derby live for you. The build-up here on GameDay exclusive from 11 o'clock. Kick-off is at 12:30 from Old Trafford. Listen to it all live here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, it's that time of day. You're getting your good coffee, a good Saturday coffee. Get the kettle on. Cappuccino with Tony Cascarino is on the way next on Week.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Welcome to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're live on the Smart TV. We're on the YouTube channel as well. What gex are you wearing today, the brown gex?
No, sorry, my headphones went down. What did you say?
Nothing. I didn't say a thing. Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino. We're building up to the Manchester derby today in the Premier League. Cass thinks it's going to be a City win. I just never know.
No, you don't. And look, it will be. I think from the very start, the atmosphere will be rocking today, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and I hope everybody's really behind Michael Carrick because the outside noise is really starting to pipe up, as it always is for Manchester United. 12:30 kick-off, the build-up here at 11 o'clock here on talkSPORT. That was Joy Division.
Yeah.
Love will tear us apart again.
Yeah.
Big Manchester band. They really did have a time when it was just constant, wasn't it?
Well, the 90s or sort of late 80s, 90s, yeah, their music, just sort of the centre of, Manchester was at the centre of everything. Yeah. It felt, I mean, Morrissey in the 80s as well. He's from Manchester, isn't he?
Is he?
I thought Morrissey was from there, but there's other bands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Smiths, yeah, of course.
Simply Red.
Yeah.
Simply Red, big Manchester band.
Oh, we'll get some Manchester tunes today. 81089 if you want to suggest any. We'll play them across the show. We're building up to the Manchester derby live on talkSPORT at 12:30. It's time now for this.
Be there for Super Bowl 60 on talkSPORT.
You still good in the air, big man?
Yes.
With an NFL ball?
No.
Would you try it? No, we'll bring
head one of them? I wouldn't be able to direct it. So,
in the head. It's actually softer than football.
Let's have a feel.
There you go. Feel that. I'll do this. The Super Bowl fast approaching. talkSPORT's giving you the chance to be there live in all of the action. We're going to send you to San Francisco. Return flights. It's Sunday the 8th of February. 3 nights accommodation and money to play with as well. You could be ticking off the Super Bowl from your New Year's bucket list and exploring San Francisco at the same time. Here's how you can get involved. I thought you were going to launch that at me there for your chance to win. Text the word WIN to 83338. Texts are £2.50 plus your one standard network rate, or you can call this number 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. Lines close next Thursday at 4 p.m. If we phone you, you need to answer to get the chance to win. It's 18 plus, UK residents only, and it's a full network promotion. If you want the terms and conditions, jump onto the website talksport.com for your chance to win. Text WIN WIN to 83338 or call 0343 418 7260. Touchdown!
Be there for Super Bowl 60 on talkSPORT.
Hey, Shebahn, on the name, who was the sponsor there?
Wilson.
Yeah. Now, what was the ball? What film where the ball was called Wilson? Do you remember? Big film.
The one where they're in jail.
No.
Castaway?
Castaway.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Castaway.
What, with Leo DiCaprio?
Tom Hanks.
Oh, that's another movie, isn't it?
No, Tom Hanks. Wilson was the name of the ball. Because he gets, obviously, castaway. He's stuck on an island for a number of years. And the Wilson was the sponsor.
There you go. And it's stuck.
That's what he called it, Wilson, wasn't it?
Lovely.
They used to talk to the ball.
I've not seen that.
Have you never seen Castaway?
No.
It's a great film.
Sounds like Tom Hanks will go far, though. He'll have a career in acting. Okay, time for Cappuccino with Tony Cascarino.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on the Weekend Sports Breakfast. I say.
So you usually have a little theme.
Yes.
Leads us into you telling a story about time gone by.
Well, my theme this week is VARing young footballers or youth football, okay? Because every Sunday I leave here, unless I'm going to a game, I go and watch my son play.
Yep.
And the area is sort of Bromley, Pettswood, where their home games are, West Wickham, all of them areas, which are south of London. And last week I went to a game, and my boy's playing, and they score a goal, and my boy scores the goal, okay? And it goes into the net, and I'm right level with it, and it goes into the net, but it goes out the other side of the netting, so it doesn't stay in the goal. And the referee gives a goal. So they're all celebrating. It just makes it back to 2-2. Okay. And then from the sidelines, a couple from the other end of the pitch have shouted, "We've got it on phone. It doesn't go in."
Oh, no.
Right, on the phone. So the referee, who's a young lad, and I'll give him, obviously he might not know the rules, but once the referee's given a goal and you set back up, it's a goal. okay, but the couple at the other end of the pitch, who were at a terrible angle, have said, we've got it on film, it doesn't go in. So he goes up to them, so they've got their iPhone.
Oh, no.
Right? And they show him the video, and I'm laughing, I'm shouting out, VAR in youth football! Because I'm like, I can't believe what's going on here. Anyway, so they show him, then he disallows the goal.
No!
Right, so he disallows the goal in youth football, and then the manager of my son's team says, you can't do that.
That's nuts.
You've given a goal. You can't, whatever you do, you can't take it off a phone.
Because of the iPhone 4K says so.
And I'm laughing because I keep thinking this has got to be a joke.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do what's just happened. And look, my missus takes video of the game. She does. She takes instances. But I've said to her before, whatever you do, you can't use that. You can't show it for anything because it's youth football.
It's kids.
Exactly. So anyway, the manager of my boys' team, he ends up arguing the case, and the referee then goes back on that decision again and gives it a goal.
Oh my God, this ref's had a howler.
But you can imagine the parents and you can imagine the coaches on the sideline all getting involved in this.
That's amazing.
And I'm thinking, this is why I want VAR to end.
I mean, these parents who flagged that and held up their phone.
I know, and look, I get, look, my missus, she videos Rocco playing football, and I get it. A lot of family. I mean, if you put it out there, do you video your son when playing in youth football or your daughter? It's, I'm sure there'll be people that will say something that I've just explained. I couldn't believe that the referee, and he was a young one. He was very inexperienced, and I felt for him. And I sort of said a couple of things afterwards. I said, I understand it was a bit difficult, and he got pressure put on him, obviously from the coaches and from the parents on the sidelines. And I remember thinking, if you had have wrote this story 25, 30 years ago, that parents would be showing phones of what's going on in a game and what's happened. Basically, the net didn't have it wasn't pinned down right.
So it's rolled.
So it's gone through the side netting and gone out the other side. So they think it's gone wide. When it hasn't, it's gone in the net and out the other side.
That's a brilliant story.
Oh, it just made me, honestly, I remember driving away and just thinking how funny it was that there I am getting involved in this. And I'm shouting, I'm being the idiot as well, shouting, you can't have VAR in football.
I can imagine you getting in a right tear up watching your kids play football.
It was a funny experience. Luckily, the goal was given. It ended in a 2-2 draw, which was a fair result for both teams. And the parents moved on, and so did the coaches, which was a lovely ending because sometimes, as people know, with kids' football, it can keep going and keep going on and on and on, and it turns sometimes nasty.
And the referee has his meeting with the PGMOL next week, and a statement will be
suspended for this week's under-10 game.
You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. That was Cappuccino with Cascarino. Coming up next, we're going to build up to a massive game in London. Chelsea take on Brentford. It's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Good morning. Weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Millwall.
Stone Roses?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the song again?
I don't know.
Gold, obviously.
Don't know the name.
Fool's Gold. Fool's Gold. We're building up to the Manchester Derby live on talkSPORT today. A number of you on the text, already on the road, jumping on the train, heading out to the game, got talkSPORT on. It's good to be with you. If you're in the car today, if you're out and about, download the talkSPORT app. The Manchester Derby is live here at 12:30. Good morning to John and Billy. Please give us a shout out this morning. We're on our way taking my son to his first trip at Elland Road from the south. Great show. We're marching all together. Morning John, morning Billy. Enjoy your first game at Elland Road, and lots of you sending in suggestions for Manchester bands. So many good ones in there as well that I don't think we would have really thought of off the top of our head. By the way, some of your headlines: Crystal Palace face losing another key player, with striker Jean-Philippe Mateta believed to be open to leaving the club this month. Oh, Glasner, Geehy, Mateta. Oh.
But to see the snowball effect.
You're right. You're right.
You know, this is what I'm talking about. When they had that conversation in October, Palace had to consider sacking or asking Glasner if he could leave early from his contract, or pay him, what would it have been the last 3-4 months of his contract, 6 months? I don't know. I just felt it's going to set a precedent that snowball effect. Well, he goes, then someone else goes. And then the club has a problem in actually bringing in players.
Yeah, and like you say, with their form also.
It wasn't good. They've had a good period for, we go back 9 games where they haven't won. Okay, they won, I think they 3 off the back of that before. But, I would be very concerned about what's happening at the football club. Because we've talked about Spurs and we've talked about West Ham and all their issues. Palace are under the radar to a degree, and everyone thinks the second part of the season with Glasner is going to be great, and they're still in the Europa Conference League, and they could still win it. Yeah, they could still win it with somebody else as well, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a fascinating one. What a mad 24 hours. Football just comes at you fast, doesn't it, in the Premier League? I mean,
when someone wants to leave...
He's leaving?
Yeah, obviously he's chose not to sign a contract. He wants to leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he wants to leave, you're better off saying, well, maybe we don't think we should stay in the working relationship as we are at the moment. I just don't see the upside to it. I feel like, now there's a reason why Palace haven't been... And Palace fans will tell you, and I totally get it, they haven't got the squad big enough, and he's got every reason to demand a bigger squad. But if he'd have turned around and said, do you know what, I'll stay at Palace, but more investment must happen for me to be able to do my job properly.
Pressure on them today as well. We've got Sunderland away, 3 o'clock. All of the updates here on GameDay Live on talkSPORT. Liverpool also host Burnley at Anfield this afternoon as part of GameDay Live. The Reds have drawn 3 league matches now in a row. Burnley haven't won in 12 Premier League games. Who is the reporter there for talkSPORT today? Name yourself.
I'm Matt Jones and I'll be at Anfield as Liverpool take on Burnley. The Reds looking to continue their recent unbeaten run against a Claret side who last won in the league in October. Kevin Phillips alongside me for this one. It's Liverpool against Burnley at Anfield.
Matt Jones across it all on talkSPORT today. Mo Salah back in the fold after returning from AFCON ahead of the game. Arne Slot says he's delighted to have him back.
Now, first of all, he needs to play another big game for Egypt on Saturday. And then he comes back to us, and I'm happy that he comes back because similar to Andy, Mo has been so important for this club, for me. So I'm happy that that he's back, because it's even if I had 15 attackers, I still would have been happy if he would have come back. But that's not our current situation. So happy to have him back after an important game that he still has to play.
Yeah, an important one for him to do that playoff game. What kind of Salah do you think will return from AFCON?
I hope a very hungry player that wants to prove a point and gets back to his very best with a lot of determination and hunger. Just that hunger in his belly, because Mo Salah is vital to Liverpool for this season. To look, they're not going to win the league. They're not going to win it this year. But what they can do is finish high, be absolutely on spot for the Champions League, because they're still okay in the Champions League. They can do really well in that competition. So if Salah turns up and suddenly gets back to type of what we know he's capable of, that'd be fantastic for Liverpool. And then he can fit in with whether it's Wirtz or whether it's whatever player that's around him. Or, I look at Gakpo and I'm not sure whether he'll be a player for Liverpool over the next years to go. Now, so it's a really difficult time for Liverpool because Ekitike's been injured. Yep. How will he be? He looks like he's going to be a star. Then they've lost Isaac. So there's lots of issues. But if Salah comes back and just shows that he can, Arne Slot can throw him back in the team, and he's going to be way better than he was in the first part of the season, because that wasn't Mo Salah that I've seen for Liverpool over the last nearly a decade.
And then, of course, there was the links of Mark Guéhi to Liverpool, in the summer from the window before. That's not going to happen anymore. He is going to Manchester.
I think Liverpool knew that anyway. They would have known. In football, the clubs know that, via the agents, that the deal's nearly been done anyway. They'd have known that.
London derby also today, Cass, 3 o'clock kickoff, all part of GameDay Live. Chelsea take on Brentford. There's a lot of chat around Liam Rosenior since arriving at the club. Brentford, of course, having a sensational season under Keith Andrews. Do you think Chelsea will get a result today?
Well, I'm going to the game, Shebahn.
Lovely.
I'm at the Bridge today, and I'm really looking forward to it for a number of reasons. Obviously, Chelsea showed something. And look, there'll be a number of players that will be fit today that weren't fit against Arsenal in the Cup. And then you can take on what's happening at Brentford, which has been incredible. Thiago has done amazing. If we'd have sat here, Shebahn, from the start of the season, that guy that had been injured nearly all of last season is going to rock up this season and be second to Haaland in goals. And the amount of goals that he's got of late, where he's been absolutely stunning. And he's not a typical Brazilian number 9.
I know.
Because he's all about power. And, they always look for the elegance. And there's a bit of snobbery. I heard in talkSPORT yesterday them talking about, the Brazilian centre-forward has to have certain attributes. And Thiago doesn't have them. But what he does have is a lot of power in his game. And he's also showed his ability to go on one-on-ones and finish brilliantly. With Lewis Potter in there, then you look at Kevin Schade, look at Damsgaard. Brentford are a dangerous side.
There's a good piece today in the paper from Brentford's sidelines to Brazil's World Cup number 9. He's scored more than any other Brazilian player in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Will be making his name going into that World Cup. But I tell you something, he'll probably get battered against Scotland. Is that funny? But actually, the piece that says that Thiago is a tenacious, ambitious character. Knowing this, Andrews made sure to stop putting pressure on him to perform. At times this season, he and the coaching team have had to drag Thiago off the training pitch to protect him. And he's been absolutely sensational, as has Brentford this season.
Yeah, they have. And Keith Andrews takes huge credit, because I don't think, again, like Thiago's been the surprise in the Premier League of how well and how many goals he's got, I don't think anybody anticipated that Keith Andrews would get Brentford to the heights of 5th place in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That has been astonishing.
Unbelievable.
Thomas Frank's gone to Spurs and it's not worked out. And, fair play to Matthew Benham, the owner of Brentford. He obviously made this call a couple of years ago that he felt Andrews was capable of being a manager one day, and he's gave him that opportunity. Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Liam Rosenior.
I'm looking forward to the press conference.
And they do have a good press conference. They also do a good buffet in there.
Yes, I know, but I'm looking forward to actually listening to the two managers after the game, because it'll be a good game there today. I'm really looking forward to it.
Rosenior has spoken before, but he mentioned it again about this fear factor that he wants at Chelsea. Are you getting that from him? Yeah.
Well,
seems lovely.
I hope that he gets a bit more demanding with the type of players that Chelsea need, and not always go down the youth road where potential, and get some proven in there, because once they get proven, I think it will rise. You'll see the rise of Chelsea, because there's a lot of quality there without doubt. And it's his job to try and persuade the owners that, hey, we need, every great team has serious players of a certain age. They don't have, remember the great centre-halves like Pepe and Ramos and, Marquinhos at PSG and John Terry and Sol Campbell and many others. You can name a whole list of them. They miss them type of experience centre-half. Colwell's been out all season so far, so that's a huge loss for them. But again, I'm watching Fofana play, and I still think they paid 80-odd million for Fofana, and he still doesn't look like he's in the starting lineup for Chelsea on week in, week out. Chalobah is a decent centre-half. I've seen him play really well. He's still not to that level, though.
Yeah. What about Rosenior? Do you think he's been disrespected so far? Is that just football
He
fans?
just seems a really bold, confident lad. Yeah. And he believes in himself, which is fine. But ultimately, it'll come down to, you have to win enough football matches. The only way of being successful in management and standing in a job is winning games on a regular basis. So you can say whatever you like, But if you're on a bad run and you're saying things that people don't agree with, I think it's been quite refreshing seeing a young man come into a job and go, this is what I am and this is what I'm going to say. And he's believing in it. Now he's got to prove to people to buy into that, especially Chelsea fans.
Yeah, he spoke about his management philosophy. He said in English, manage, if you split the two words, is man and age. So you're aging men. It's all a bit deep.
Yeah, don't need the riddles. You don't need the riddles.
It should be a good game today. Really looking forward to this one.
So we're going to look at something now. Can we find something in between coach?
We'll find something. Chelsea against Brentford in a London derby, 3 o'clock today. All the updates on the way on GameDay live. It all gets underway in Manchester today. The derby, 12:30, build up on GameDay exclusive here on talkSPORT from 11 o'clock. If you've got plans, download the talkSPORT app. Take us anywhere with you. It's going to be a massive day in the Premier League. Coming up for you next on the Weekend Breakfast, we're going to be joined by TikTok sensation and Liverpool fan Tiana Pedler to cast an eye over the weekend's Premier League action. Good morning.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How did you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning, it's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and Tony Cascarino. Name that tune.
Where's Fairground by Simply Red?
That reminds me of my childhood.
Well, it reminds me of my sort of just before I left to go to France, even though I think it was an early 90s song, but I heard that all the time in France. So it reminds me of being in France.
Do you know, Mick Hucknall is such a massive Manchester United.
Yeah, I know.
He named Simply Red, obviously.
Yeah.
After that. But I met him once years and years ago, and he had obviously his long dreadlock hair.
Yeah.
And he has a clock that sits in his hair. It's like a little grandfather clock, a tiny little one, and it's tied onto one of his dreads. And I've been like, mate, there's a clock. Do you know there's a clock in here? And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm cool. I'm Mick Hucknall, hun. But yeah, and Ken Craig.
I had the album. Was it New Flame? Wasn't it New Flame? I'm sure I had that album.
He had some tunes.
Yeah. He was very... But he doesn't seem to do as much now, does he?
He doesn't really have to.
No.
Rock up for the odd charity gig, do his thing, and chill, listen to his tunes, and watch Manchester United today, or listen on talkSPORT 12:30. Home to you. DFS, was it the furniture shop, wasn't it? Yeah. It's my childhood. That's so weird. Man United take on Man City. You can keep your Manchester band suggestions coming in. 8, 10, 89. Some of your other headlines. Middlesbrough move within 3 points. Championship leaders Cove with a 3-2 victory at West Bromwich Albion in the host first match under their new head coach Eric Ramsey. And it's been a massive busy week over at talksport.com. Somebody typing with fingers of fury is talkSPORT's Sean O'Brien.
What's happening on talksport.com, but let's start down under, where Roger Federer rolled back the years on Friday. The 44-year-old delighted fans at the Australian Open, beating world number 12 Casper Ruud in a race to 7 points, despite a 17-year age gap. Elsewhere, we've got all the latest transfer news, including a look at how Aston Villa could line up after what looks set to be a busy January. You can get that, plus all the big stories from across the world of sport, over on talksport.com.
Cheers, Sean. You can get all of the latest there. Now to cast an eye over the weekend's Premier League action and her unique little way TikTok sensation with us this morning, and Liverpool fan Tiana Pedler. Good morning, Tiana.
Tiana.
Morning, guys.
Thank you for coming on. I mean, somebody mentions your name, now my algorithm and your phone listens to you is all you, Tiana. So it's good to have you on talkSPORT today.
Great, thanks for having me.
How's it all going?
Yeah, it's good, thanks. How are you guys this morning?
Yeah, we're good.
Good day ahead.
I'm interested in your thoughts on Liverpool.
Yeah.
I don't know, I go so back and forth. We've had such an up and down season already. I'm not writing us off at the minute. I don't think we'll win anything, but I don't think we're doing as bad as people think either.
No, well, there's the incredible start of the season where they won every game, and then when they did lose, they lost lots of games. And now Liverpool have gone back to type. And okay, they haven't won week in, week out, but they haven't lost as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think there was the problem at the beginning where we were winning a lot, but it was a lot of like last minute, very lucky wins as well. It was a bit scrappy. So, even drawing right now, I think it's okay. We're fourth. It's okay.
What about Mo Salah? I mean, where do you stand with everything now? Obviously, he'll be returning from AFCON very soon, but you can't forget what happened just before he went away for AFCON. What kind of version of Mo do you think will return?
I know, it's hard to say because I feel like while he's been away, it's just been so on the back burner and it was so easy to forget about. And now it's all very real again now that he's coming back. Hopefully, he's regained some of his confidence a little bit and he's back to the Mo Salah that we know and love, because I really just don't want this to be the way it ends for him at Liverpool. He's obviously such a legend and I would just hate to see it end this way.
Yeah, I agree. He's been a sensational player for Liverpool, and the final season, hopefully it's not, and it's next year, and he still keeps that, the stature of himself as a player, because he's been brilliant for Liverpool. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I just can't. I love him so much. I just need him to get back to himself a little bit before he leaves.
With your job, have you met him, Tiana? Have you come across him yet?
No, but that's the goal. That's the only reason I'm doing this, is to meet Mo Salah.
So tell us about your job, Tiana, because you're in the TikTok community.
You are a TikTok.
Yeah, I am a TikToker.
A TikToker, that's a good way of putting it. Tell us about that community.
Oh, it's so great. It's really, I love my job so much. People ask me about it all the time because I feel like it's obviously quite a strange job to have. It's not the usual job title, but I think it's so fantastic. I found a real community with the people who engage with my content. I see the same kind of people commenting on my videos a lot. I feel like I kind of know them in a way. It's just really great.
Yeah, and you're getting a lot of reaction from all of the videos that you post. It's not just about Liverpool. You cover a lot of the Premier League action as well. Who's got like the best fan base to interact with, and who's got the worst?
Well, I feel like I'm a bit biased there because obviously as a Liverpool fan, I get the most positive reactions from other Liverpool fans. So I don't know, I feel like I'd have to say us, but if not, there are a few other fan bases that I think are great to interact with. I quite like Palace fans. I live in Newcastle, so I quite like engaging with Newcastle fans as well. I don't know.
Go on, what fans do your head in on TikTok? You can tell us, Tiana, tell us.
Oh, is it cliche to say Arsenal?
I knew you were going to say Arsenal because there was a story on them recently about the fan base being one of the most irritating, and actually a lot of it is because of TikTok and social media and that one pal in the group chat who's always making it about Arsenal. So you're not alone in that camp. Don't worry about it, Tiana.
It's funny though, because I feel like the Arsenal fans I know in real life are quite sound, but it's like a lot of like the online fans. There is a difference between like in real life football fans and online football fans, I think.
So you're creator. So obviously fashion comes into it. So we can talk about kits and your favourite kit, because all of this sort of moulds together, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of my niche that I found for myself on TikTok, is talking about football off the pitch, and that includes like kits and stuff, but also player fashion and how players dress themselves. There's a lot of talk about tunnel fits lately and like arrival fits and things like that. So that's my whole thing, really.
It's funny because back in Cass's day, I mean, you were lucky if you had a Tesco carrier bag to rock up to train, and the odd player might still do that now, but sometimes the fashion is such a big part of football now, like the arrival fits and stuff. I don't.
It definitely changed in the 90s. Yeah. When, you know, I remember that period of a lot of change and what players were bringing in, what they were wearing. It was way different. Yeah. Some people will go back and say in the 70s, because, you know, the Kings Road boys at Chelsea, they were trendsetters.
True.
They really were.
Who's got the best fashion in football, in your opinion, Tiana?
Oh, that's a tough question as well.
You're going to say Szoboszlai, aren't you? He's the stylish one.
No, I was going to say Ekitike.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go have a little Google or look on his Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
While we've got you, it's worth asking, who at talkSPORT needs most of a makeover?
Oh my God, I can't answer that. I don't know.
You're going to say Tony Cascarino because he's in front of you?
No, I think you all dress great. None of you need a makeover.
You can see it.
I need a surgeon, not makeup.
Tiana, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Good luck to Liverpool, and good luck to you and your channel between now and the end of the season. Keep going strong.
Cheers,
Thanks, guys.
Tiana.
Thanks for having me.
On TikTok at Tiana Pedler. Who do you think needs most of a makeover at talkSPORT?
I don't know, really. I'd be a bit harsh on them. Who would I think needs a makeover? I mean, Alan's sort of had one, hasn't he? Because he's kept off the booze and lost a bit of weight.
Yeah, he's shredded.
Yeah.
He is.
So he's doing it himself, really.
But I would love to like style him, you know, because he wears the classic Gant shirt, sometimes a jumper over and a fleece over the top. But I think if we could get him, you know, a little bit more of a...
Well, look, put it this way, Shebahn, you know, you came in, you're very smartly dressed, but when you're getting up, especially men, and you're getting up at, like I did this morning, 3:45, I'm thinking, well, I'll be presentable, but I'm not going to get overly dressed, because Alan's doing the breakfast show, 3 times a week, every week?
Mm-hmm. It would help if you put some trousers on, though, Cass. You forgot about that this morning. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we're going to look at a huge game this evening. Forest host Arsenal. Good morning.
Who would have thought a sporting events halftime show could have a bigger impact than the game itself? Well, the Super Bowl halftime show does exactly that. In 2024, Usher brought in an audience of 180 million worldwide, the biggest ever in the event's history. But how did singing and dancing get to be the centrepiece of America's biggest sporting event? The first edition of the Super Bowl was held in 1967 when the Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Los Angeles. Because of the sheer size of the event, organisers wanted to put on entertainment at halftime for the fans in the stadium. It was a display of marching bands, dancers and pure USA patriotism, and that was the theme that followed for years. In the 1980s, the Walt Disney Company got involved and we started seeing some interesting and questionable displays. But we got our first glimpse of halftime shows to come in '93 when none other than Michael Jackson stunned fans with his 15-minute medley of his own smash hits. When he walked out on stage, he had to wait for the crowd's cheers to die down for about 2 minutes before even starting his first song. Diana Ross, Gloria Estefan, Phil Collins all starred in their own shows, as did Aerosmith, who performed alongside NSYNC. Things got a little bit out of hand in 2004 when Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson produced perhaps the most famous or infamous wardrobe malfunction in history. Shows from the likes of Prince, Lady Gaga and Beyoncé are considered by critics as the best. To give you an idea of the scale of things, Rihanna's 2023 halftime show included roughly 800 people. These ranged from backing dancers to stage crew to camera operatives broadcasting to millions around the world. The whole stage for that show was built in roughly 8 minutes and was broken down and cleared away in the same time. The acts perform for free nowadays, even though the experts reckon it costs around $13 million to put on Rihanna's show. Artists know they'll rocket up the charts in the following weeks. Rihanna's average sales improved by 140% in the months following her performance. The Super Bowl halftime show will be a fixture in pop culture for years to come. So the question is, who next?
Good morning, you're listening to the world's biggest sports radio station. This is the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT with Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea and Marseille striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Interim manager at Manchester United Michael Carrick steps into the dugout for the first time today for the Manchester derby. Pep Guardiola says facing a new manager is never easy.
Yeah, well, you have more info about what the opponent or the manager, the opponent does. You have to give more info to the players. When you don't have any info, don't give info to the players and focus on yourself.
Looking forward to this one. You can keep across all of the action and all of the build-up from 11 on GameDay exclusive here on talkSPORT. Kick-off in the Manchester derby at 12:30. League leaders Arsenal travel to Forest. Mikel Arteta praising the progress Forest have made in recent years.
They are a team that they have built over the last few years, and they've done a lot of things right to build a really good team. And we've shown they are different, very, very efficient in what they do, very clear identity, and that's what makes them very dangerous.
It's the Edu derby. Can the Gunners strengthen their grip in their title race this evening? And it's been a tough 48 hours for Palace fans. At Guéhi, following Glasner now out the door, the gaffer announced in his press conference yesterday he's leaving at the end of the season.
I told him that I will not sign a new contract for Crystal Palace. We agreed at that time that it's the best to keep it between us.
Madness. It all happened in October, this conversation with Steve Parish, and Glasner's on the way, as is Guéhi, as may well be Jean-Philippe Mateta. It's all kicking off. Palace fans, where do you go from here? 03717 223344 is the number. Cascarino smashing everything up as we build up to the Manchester derby here on talkSPORT today, 12:30 kick-off. Loads of other games on the way. From the Manchester derby, we've got Spurs against West Ham, Chelsea against Brentford, all part of our game day coverage. Keep it talkSPORT. A very, very good morning to you. I know it's just so much football cast and you never really take a break from watching the sport, but are you watching Traitors?
No. My missus watches it, but I
I
don't.
knew Joe would watch it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I just watch because I watch football. So how many times 8 o'clock? It starts at 8, doesn't
But
it?
I feel you need
Is it 8 o'clock?
I feel you need a break. I feel you need some escapism, and Traitors might be the one for you.
Yeah. I have my own escapism.
There's been a murder.
Oh, was there? No, I'm sure I'd get into it, and it's like most things. But I just find myself, I'm caught up with all the football that's on, and I'm either coming in late, or I've been out during the day. I'm doing something. I'm always doing something.
You can download it though.
Yeah,
And then
but I wouldn't have time to watch it.
Oh my God, you're just so busy. Get off the cross.
I
We
can't
need the
watch
word.
Saturday and Sunday's got no chance.
Right.
Absolutely no chance. So then I start on Monday, and then we're doing stuff all the time. So yeah,
busy,
I'm quite happy missing the series.
Traitors is everywhere.
And Mrs. tells me about it. She said it's fantastic.
It's unreal. Proper, like, I get so invested. The other one, by the way, you could watch, even though you'll never watch it. Joe'll watch it on Netflix, His and Hers. I just
Oh,
finished
right.
that in the week. It was good.
Good.
Literally
His and Hers.
finished the
What's
finale.
it about? What? Give us his and hers.
Small town.
Yeah.
There's been a murder.
Right.
And then all of the links to, small town, lots of links to lots of people.
Oh, right, okay.
It's really
Who
good.
done it then, really?
Yeah, a little bit who done it, but it was really good. And the finale I watched the other night. and I was like,
Did you
"Wow."
guess it, or
I had a feeling.
I always
But
go
then
for
there was
the
a
least possible?
There was a mad twist.
Oh, right.
There's a mad twist. If you've watched His and Hers, if you know, you know. It's very, very good. Anyway, lots of us across talkSPORT today for 12:30 for the Manchester derby. United take on City. Carrick's first game in interim.
Yeah.
How did United go about upsetting City today?
Be in their face from the very first kick of the ball. Make the atmosphere intimidating. It's a 12:30 kickoff. I think there's a lot of excitement at Old Trafford because I did feel the Amorim era had come to, it literally come to an end. I just didn't think enough had happened in the 18 months plus that he'd been at the job. And I think it was always a small step forward and one step back. And that's where United are. But I think generally with the players they've got coming back from the African nations as well, look, I'll say it and I'll say it again. The biggest battle against City is getting the ball off them. And when you get it, don't lose it as quick as most teams do. Because everybody gives the ball back to them because of the way they play as well. So it's an opportunity. Michael Carrick, him as a player, if he reflects anything as he was as a manager, and I've obviously seen what he did at Borough, but him as a manager was absolutely calm as anybody I've ever seen in the football pitch. Everywhere he took the ball, whether he was at West Ham as a kid, when he was at Spurs or Manchester United, he received the ball. He absolutely took control of the situation. And I'm hoping he can bring that into the team.
Old Trafford, 12:30 today, build up from 11 o'clock here on talkSPORT, all part of our game day exclusive coverage. Also 5:30 today, a very interesting game at both ends of the table. Nottingham Forest hosts Arsenal. Who better though to look ahead to this one with a man who played for both teams, ex-Forest and Arsenal striker Tony Woodcock is with us. Good morning, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Good morning. Hi, Tony. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, good. Look, yes, your barn, it still looks fantastic, Tony.
What a head of hair you have.
Listen, you couldn't play with this, in football. It would be getting your way too many times. But I've let it go over the years, so I'm okay with it. According to all my colleagues as well who are losing theirs, so I'm keeping it at the moment.
Most of us do, Tony. But tell us how you're seeing Forest and Arsenal, because we've seen Arsenal in midweek against Chelsea, and to be fair, Chelsea were fortunate to lose 3-2 because Arsenal looked like they were going to take total control of the game.
Well, I was out last night with Sear, a good friend of mine, who lives around the corner in North London here, and he's hoping of a Forest win. He goes to all the home games, he goes to most of the away games. But I said to him last night, I just can't see it. I can see Arsenal taking control. I can see Arsenal winning the game. Listen, you're top of the league. You've got to have the confidence. You've got to go out and win every game now, and then you're champions. It's not going to be easy, but I'm taking an Arsenal win.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about Forest, though. They are capable. You can see it that Sean Dyche has got something in certain games out of that team that just makes. I mean, Elliot Anderson's a terrific player. He really is, and he's a player that they have to keep. Obviously stay up to be able to keep him.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Yeah, really good signing for them from Newcastle. I don't think many people had heard of him, but he's done a really, really good job. Listen, Forest are down near the bottom of the league. They lose a couple of matches, then they're going to be fighting relegation. I'm expecting Arsenal to go out there. I'm expecting to control the game. But we know what Forest are like. Maybe not as potent as they were maybe a season ago and on the break. But I really can't see them, getting on top. I know Sean well. He's a Nottingham lad. He was at Forest as a young boy. He knows all the so-called miracle men in Nottingham who he meets most weeks. So it's going to be a really tough game for Arsenal. But I think they've got the quality to come through.
Yeah, they've got talent in Morgan Gibbs-White, Hudson-Odoi. You can see it, the boy up front, Igor Jesus, looks a handful. I mean, I've never seen anybody chest the ball more than him, battling centre-halves, Tony.
Yeah, as we say, it's going to be a tough old game, right? There's a lot of movement at the City Ground, not only in players, but in management and the staff as well. So that doesn't make it easy for most players, but all you've got to do is keep the game simple, go out there, give everything. This is a great chance for Forest. They've got a fantastic supported base of fans, which are going to have a brilliant, brilliant atmosphere there. But as I keep saying, right, you've got it in your sights to be champions, then you've got to win these games. And I expect Arsenal to win this, maybe even comfortably.
Tony, where do you stand on Viktor Gyökeres?
Yeah, good question. It's a difficult one to answer. I don't like to pour any criticism on anyone, but I think he's a game lad. He moves around. He's got good, strong upper body strength, but I'm just lacking a little bit at the moment. It might need some time, a bit of game intelligence and the right moves to make. In fact, if I'm watching Arsenal and I'm playing centre forward and I'm not getting the ball, I would be going crazy at those midfield players to try and feed it into me around the edge of the box so I can get my goal-scoring chances. Just one little thing against, was it Chelsea, where he got a nice little tap in. Looking at that as a striker, when the guy's going down the right-hand side, you're thinking a ball's going to come in. You've got to get across the front of the goalkeeper. And he wasn't there, and he had a little bit of luck. He went through defender's legs, and then the goalkeeper just parried it to him, which he got a nice tap in. But looking at it, I don't know if Tony agrees with me, you need to get in front of the goalkeeper on that front post, yeah?
Well, what I would say, Tony, and we had an advantage, you did and I did, where we played in an era, we had partners. Whether it was you had Alan Sunderland, Paul Mariner, I had Teddy Sheringham and others at football clubs, where that partnership, and Gyökeres feels like to me, he needs a partner to be able to make certain runs, because the ball that I keep seeing him doing, he gets fed into him and he just lays it straight back to the player who gives it to him. So he feels like he's working off crumbs.
Yeah, it's a good point, Tony. I've said for many, many months or years, why don't teams play with two strikers up front? As we know, every defender in the whole country, in the whole world, in fact, in our day, we used to call him a big lump of a centre forward, someone who's going to put his body about, he's going to jump for the ball. Your elbows come out automatically when you spring up for a high ball. And defenders don't like that. And they don't like anyone with pace who's got to get them turned around and going. But we haven't got that in the modern game. We've got them on the left wing, the right wing, and then one down the middle. So good point you're making there. And another point is that as a centre forward, when these guys on the wing get the ball, you're expecting it to get in as early as possible. And once you're expecting that ball, you can make an earlier run and get there. At this moment, a lot of people on the wings check back inside, and the centre forward has to check his run. If you just watch Haaland at Manchester City, if they got the ball in the box a little bit earlier to him, he'd scored more of a hatful of goals, believe me.
Yeah. Right, Tony, you've played for both sides. Can we get your prediction for today, please?
I think I've given that already. Yeah, I'm a Nottingham boy. May the best team win, and I think that's going to be Arsenal.
Oh, lovely stuff. Tony Woodcock, as ever, thank you so much for your time. Let me know your hair product as soon as you can, all right? God bless you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget all the updates. Say no more. He's not giving away his
what a good
secrets,
player he was.
Yeah.
Tony was a really good player and played in partnerships, and that's why I mentioned it, because he had Alan Sunderland, who, by the way, had a great head of hair as well. I'm not sure he's got it now, but did. Paul Mariner, he was a great striker. I think he played with all of them types. So
yeah. 5:30. Nottingham Forest take on Arsenal. All the updates here on talkSPORT as ever. It's time now for this very quickly.
Be there for Super Bowl 60 on talkSPORT.
Right, have you written your New Year's list, things that you would love to do? Is the Super Bowl on that list? We could be helping you tick that off. You and a friend could be going to the Super Bowl in San Francisco on Sunday the 8th of February. Flights, accommodation and spending money to play with. We are giving you the chance to be there. For your chance to win, text the word WIN to 83338. Texts are £2.50 plus your one standard network rate charge. You can call this number as well if you'd rather, 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. The lines close Thursday at 4 o'clock. That's this Thursday at 4 o'clock. You'll need to answer your phone if it rings, and then we will be giving you the chance to win. It's 18 plus, UK residents only. All of the terms and conditions on our website, talksport.com. It's a network promotion as well for your chance to win. Tickets to the Super Bowl, San Francisco trip, flights and accommodation and spending money. Text the word WIN to 83338 now, and a very good luck to you.
Be there for Super Bowl 60 on talkSPORT.
Right, you listen to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll get the latest odds with Coral. And we'll look ahead to Spurs against West Ham at 3 o'clock today.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
saying we're gonna win it. We know we ain't no Argentina, but we got John McGinn and Robert on a wing.
Good morning, it's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino. We're live on your smart TV. We're on the YouTube channel as well. Even you want to bob along to that.
Yeah, it's lively. It's good.
We'll boogie on in Boston. Here we
I got a feeling if Ireland qualify, there'll be another great song that will come out.
Has to be. I really hope Ireland do it. I mean, March, we've got a wee while to wait, but was it Troy Parrott scored another hat-trick the other night, right?
Yeah, he's
on
doing all right.
flames. We're playing Nick Morgan, No Scotland, No Party, because there's a great story in the papers today. Because Scotland have qualified for the World Cup for the first time since '98. Apparently the Tartan Army are making the most of their summer in America. Nearly 1,000 Scots have bought tickets to the final.
Yeah.
Despite
Brilliant.
the long odds of us.
They won't be there. Who will they be cheering on?
Well, who do you think? Who do you think is going to be in the final? Take your catty comment in a turn.
I would say France have got a great opportunity from Europe. I would say France and Spain, with England not far behind.
Yeah, I think
everyone's going down the South American route, and I'm like, I don't think it was good.
the heat, though. Apparently, they'll have such.
Yeah, there is, but I don't. I think it'll be so. Look, I played in '94 in the World Cup in America. It's so moved on from there.
Yeah, true.
Well, we couldn't even get bottles of water on the pitch in 1994. They're getting breaks now. You know, they will be fine.
Okay.
I don't think they'll be as affected as everyone's going over the top of.
Really bad news, Scotland fans. There will be no Buckfast in America or in Boston this summer. Okay? So just take that as my word. You'll find something else, I'm sure. Every game from the World Cup, by the way, is going to be live for you here on talkSPORT this summer. We cannot wait. It's time now to get the latest odds with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT, brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18 plus max one reward per player per selected Shaker day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
Simon Clare is with us. Simon, what about these bonny Scots packing out the final? Well, I mean, what chance have we got of making it to a final? I'm only joking. I won't put you on the spot like that.
No, please do, Shebahn. Good morning, Shebahn. Good morning, Cass. As you were chatting, I was reaching for my sports book, and it's got under 150 to 1 to win it, and it's half the odds first and second, so effectively 75 to 1 to get to the final. I think it pretty much works out at. So those 1,000 Scottish fans are effectively backing a 75 to 1 chance to see Scotland in the final. But yeah, great for you. Funny enough, I must admit, I was succumbing to the theory that maybe the heat might suit the South American sides. Argentina 8-1, Brazil 8-1 to win the World Cup. But you poo-pooed that, Cass.
No,
and Spain are 4-1 favourites.
I'm not buying into that one at all. No, I think times are very different from 1994. Scotland 150 to 1. Shebahn, I'll give you 160 to 1.
Oh, he's so generous. He's so generous, Cass. Under the table.
Yeah. Let's get to the early game, the Manchester derby. Which
Live
is
on talkSPORT. Yeah.
Live on talkSPORT. In a really intriguing game because of the circumstances of what we've seen with City buying a couple of players in recent weeks, Man United, change of manager, and a guy at the helm. And players coming back from the African nations for Manchester United as well, which helps them. And Sesko finding a few goals. I know City are going to be odds firm favourite, but are they? How short are they, Simon?
Yeah, that's good. They were odds on yesterday. They're just eased actually. They're even money, so very backable if you believe City are going to be too strong for United, but. There is always that theory, the new manager bounce. Michael Carrick, obviously a United legend. 5-2 United, respectable price. 3-1 the draw. Semenyo started his career at City. Well, he's 7-4 to score at any time. But I think it's a great game. I'm an Arsenal fan. We're looking for our old rivals, United, Shebahn, to do us a favour. I think you're biased, but do you think they can get a result today at lunchtime?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Anything's possible in a derby.
Get off the fence.
I know. Look, I'll always be positive, but I'd snatch your hand off for a draw.
Well, we'd take a draw too as Arsenal fans. Cass, is that possible?
Yeah, of course it is possible. I think the biggest issue, and I've said it all morning, is the dominance of City on the ball. Can you get the ball off them, and can you hurt them when you get the opportunity? That's going to ultimately be... I think Michael Carrick is going to probably have the coolest head in the stadium because that's the way he played football.
Yeah.
So Yeah, really looking forward to it. There's later games. There's another derby. There's obviously Spurs are taking on West Ham.
Yeah.
Some major games there. Forest's got Arsenal. So where'd you like to go next, Simon?
Well, Spurs, West Ham's fascinating just because two sides struggling. And Thomas Frank obviously under pressure. West Ham 2-11 to be relegated. Only Wolves and Burnley shorter in the betting. And Spurs are 8-11 favourites, but you wouldn't be lumping on them at home in their current form. West Ham 7-2 to get a result there. Sunderland Palace is quite an interesting betting shift. Crystal Palace were actually favourites away to Sunderland yesterday, but the news about Glasner breaking the news, terrible, always tends to have a negative effect on players, and the man just confirms what we kind of knew he's probably going to go. And obviously the news that Gay is like to go, maybe Mateta, you called out, Shebahn. So now Sunderland are favourites at 11-8 to beat Palace, who are 2-1. But let's just talk about the Forest Arsenal. Firstly, what a legend, Tony Woodcock, a legendary player. But what a hair! What an amazing hair!
Honestly,
I'm fitting on top of anyone who can watch YouTube. I'm so envious.
No, you've got wavy hair, Simon. Waving goodbye.
Very good. He's used that before, Shebahn, hasn't he? That's got to be old material. But
he's been thinking about that. You were his victim there.
I just checked, actually. I mean, it was clear that Tony obviously thinks Arsenal are going to be too strong this season. But he actually played 129 times for Forest and 131 for Arsenal. So he really was a legend. Exactly, and scored a lot of goals. Yeah. And I didn't fully appreciate, played for England 42 times.
Yes. He's one hell of a player.
Simon,
great player.
Well, we've got you. Quick look at the racing for today, please.
Yes, well, actually quite interesting. It's Ascot today, very good card. And at 2:20, just minutes probably after the Manchester derby will have finished, so Alex Ferguson will hopefully have seen United get something out of that game against City. And he has a horse, Hitman, running in the 2:20. An outsider, 14-1, but not without a chance. But the big race is at 3:30. It's the Clarence House Chase, John Bon. Ridden with the JP McManus Silks, and Harry Cobden, who the terrific jockey, ex-champion, has just been signed up by the owner, JP McManus, to ride for him next year. But he rides John Bon against Ilete Tomp, who's the odds-on favourite from Ireland. So it'd be great to see Harry Cobden get his career with JP McManus off to a good start. But yeah, good racing at Ascot today.
Lovely, Simon. Thank you so much. We'll speak to you again soon. Go and get that appointment for your flight to Turkey booked. Next time we see you, you'll have those bandages on. Simon Clare from Coral. That was the latest odds with Coral. 18+, begambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of a free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18+ max 1 reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
And coming up next, we'll speak to former West Ham defender Matt Taylor ahead of the Hammers clash versus rivals Spurs later today. Good morning, it's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and Tony Cascarino. Why on earth have you been singing this all morning?
I don't know. I just heard this song the other day and I kept thinking,
that's the end of that iPad.
That's fine. I just kept thinking, I remember this from I think it's the early 80s song. Little ditty, Jack and Diane.
A tune.
Yeah.
Absolute tune. And then Tony was singing it and he was like, I don't know who sings it. And I was like, John Mellencamp. And the only reason I know that is because his daughter was in The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I should know it because of the tune, but for other reasons. Good morning. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're building up to the Manchester Derby, 12:30 today here on talkSPORT. And here's what else is coming up here on the station today. Max Rushton and Charlie Baker. What dreams are made of at 9 o'clock through to 11. GameDay exclusive starts at 11 o'clock from Old Trafford. And then our 250th commentary of the season is the Manchester Derby. It's kind of perfect. GameDay Live with Adrian Durham going all around the grounds, all of the goals as they happen today and all of the updates here on talkSPORT on GameDay Live. And then we've got the phone in later on today. You can vent your frustrations at your team from 5:30 here on talkSPORT. 03717 223344 is the number to have a go at Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Just remember one thing, don't let them wind you up. Don't bite. And then Rory Jennings following on the nation's favourite wind-up, Rory Jennings show from 7:30 here on talkSPORT, taking you into fight night at 10 o'clock with our Adam Catterall. Download the talkSPORT app. You can take us anywhere with you today and stay across all of the action. Also over on talkSPORT 2 today, 12:30, Coventry take on Leicester in the Championship. 3 o'clock, Southampton face Hull. And 5:30 is Swansea versus Birmingham. Natalie Sawyer across absolutely everything on talkSPORT 2 today. 03717 223344 is the number to have your say on talkSPORT about your team. Palace being the centre of attention. Oliver Glasner will leave at the end of the season. Apparently he had this conversation with Steve Parish in October. Mark Geehey is on his way to City as well. Gary, the Palace fan, is with us now. Good morning, Gary. What a roller coaster, in the last 24 hours.
Hi, Gary.
I'm all right, Tony. Last time I spoke to you was when Palace was going to Wembley.
There you go.
Right, okay. I was going to go.
Yeah.
I played against you. You remember I was Corinthians.
Yeah, that's right.
I want them to go now. Just if he spoke in October, obviously Steve Parish must think, right, I've got to get a new manager in. I've got to get someone. So he must be working on that. I think it's ironic that Gay's on the same day does it, and the next minute you've got Mateta saying he's going to go. And it's ironic that all of a sudden the Man United job's come up because he's only interim. Yeah. And I'm thinking, just go now, put us out of our misery. We ain't been doing well since, well, if he said that in October, even last week, Macclesfield, it just shows that it ain't Palace no more. It's not. There's something else going on. Them other players must... It's like any job. If you're working and your boss is saying, well, I'm going, you're going to think, well, what's going to happen to me then?
Yeah. I think it's a valid point, Gary. And look, Glasner clearly knew his intentions in October for the club to be in a bit of a stalemate over that period and then get to the stage where it's been a really bad week for Palace. And like you said, on the back of a 9-game run with no victories. And is that a coincidence? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. It's something's going on there. Them players must think right, if he's going, what's going to happen to me next? They've all got families and all come from all parts of the country and parts of the world. Must think, what am I going to be doing?
Who do you want next, Gary?
I'd take Paul Daniels if he was about, or anyone.
Gary,
really?
Thank you so much. Good luck against Sunderland today. You're going to need it 3 o'clock kickoff.
Well, we need
all
more
the
than
updates here on talkSPORT. Sunderland fans all having their say today, and I'm sure you'll be in touch with the GameDay phone in at 5:30 with Jamie and Jason. Also, Spurs take on West Ham today. Both managers needing wins, absolutely screaming out for wins. Former West Ham striker Tony Courtier joined Alan Brazil and Ray Parlour on talkSPORT Breakfast and said this game is a must-win for Nuno.
From a West Ham point of view, there's often a bit of a misconception that West Ham fans want to see good football. Yes, they do, but the main thing they want is 100% effort, and I'm sure that applies to the Tottenham fans as well. You want to see, Ray just touched on it, you want to see your players give their effort, give it their all. If you get beat, you get beat. But, at least give it your all. That performance of Wolves was dreadful. And, there'll be at least 3,000 West Ham fans there, probably more tomorrow, and they'll expect 100% effort. And, if they roll over, it's unacceptable, but they've got to turn up tomorrow, the West Ham players. It's a massive game for them.
Don't forget talkSPORT Breakfast back with you next week. Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist here on Monday morning, joined by Salford City manager Carl Robinson. He's with us on Tuesday with today's match against Swindon marking his 800th game as manager.
Wow,
Good
he's
luck.
done some career, hasn't
That's
he, Carl?
massive. Yeah, he's going to be on talkSPORT Breakfast next week. But could the game today be make or break for Nuno? To discuss in detail, joined by former West Ham midfielder Matt Taylor. Good morning, Matt.
Hiya, Matty.
Morning. Hi, guys.
Yeah. Unfortunately, if you're associated with West Ham, it's a pretty gloomy story, isn't it, from week to week? And there's a lot of stuff in the papers as well, Matt, about if this club goes down, the consequences of that.
Yeah, it's a shame, obviously, to see it, to be part of the team that managed to get West Ham back in the Premier League. To see them struggling now. Am I surprised? Have the signings been good enough? I probably don't think so. And I think now we're getting to a point where the supporters are starting to get quite angry, which is a shame. I watched the game the other day. There's empty seats at the stadium. It's a real shame. But today, looking at the game, it's a huge game. Yeah. I mean, take away the consequences of today. West Ham Tottenham has always been a huge game, or Spurs West Ham. I remember playing in it myself and managing to win there in the cup. It will be a really tough game today. The atmosphere obviously will be electric, but both teams need a win. You look at both teams going into this. Neither of them are really in form. So hopefully we'll get a positive game today in terms of goals and actions, but there's a lot of pressure on both teams and both managers.
Yeah, and look, this has been simmering at West Ham for quite a long time. I was there on a number of games last year, and I could just feel the atmosphere. It was more livelier as you come into Westfield and around the bars. It felt lively, but it all felt it was drained by the time the fans got into the stadium, and they performed and not good enough. It's been a really, really poor period. Then you can escalate that, Matt, with players that will go. Paquetá could go. Then you could have Bowen in the summer if they go down. He'll surely go, and probably others. So I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for these West Ham fans at all.
I think you're right, Tony. There's a lot of unrest at the football club at the moment. Obviously, I'm looking from the outside in, and similar to you, you look at Paquetá saying he wants to go back to Brazil. He doesn't want to be there anymore. What's the conversation that Nuno's had with him? Will he be in the team today? I don't know the answer to this. I think the thing is that there seems a bit of a disconnect between what's on the pitch at the moment and what the fans want, because ultimately we all know that every football club and every team is only there for the supporters. The supporters are the one thing that make a club like West Ham exactly what they are. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately at the moment they don't seem to have enough to get behind on the pitch. And listening to other pundits and other broadcasters speaking to previous players and former players, all football fans want to see is their players going out and giving 100%. They don't want any more. They can accept getting beat. And I think that's probably where West Ham are at the moment, that too many times they're coming away from games as supporters and going, right, well, he hasn't given us everything. So the one thing that they will require today will be 11 players, and then whoever gets on the pitch for West Ham, making sure that they give it a go and they have a real go at it. I think that's the main thing that I would take coming away from being a former West Ham player. They'll forgive mistakes, but what they want to see is they want to see their team going and giving everything for their badge.
Yeah, we've been discussing the pressure on the managers, Matt. You mentioned it there yourself, but if Nuno loses, I for one think he's a fabulous manager, and West Ham I think are lucky to have him. But as you mentioned, the disconnect, it's everywhere at the club at the moment. But should he lose today, is that the end of the road for him at West Ham?
Only the powers that be will know that. He's, I think what you got to remember is that he's only been there since September of last year. It's not a long time. I think the one thing is that having been a manager myself, you understand that you have to win. They beat QPR and it was the first time they'd won in 64 days. So there's a lot of pressure on this game. There's a lot of pressure on Nuno. I think he's a fabulous manager. Yeah. If you look at what he did at Wolves, he took them to 2 consecutive 7th place finishes in the Premier League, which is unheard of for them. So he's obviously, got talent. Whether his hands are tied behind his back in terms of signings, whether The injuries have really hurt him. They will do. But he's got to find a way. And unfortunately, as a manager, you have to find a way of winning a game of football.
Yeah, and look, I was going to say, Matt, just on that you're playing against a team that are out of form and have the same pressures under Thomas Frank. You know, that Tottenham base is not convinced is what happening this season. They're under enormous pressure. Every minute it goes by and the game's level, that will mount on Tottenham.
Mm-hmm. Of course it will. I think today, Tony, is a game where both teams are going into it out of form. Both managers are under huge amounts of pressure. Tottenham and West Ham wouldn't have expected to be in the positions that they are respectfully in the league at this point of the season. So it's a big game.
Yeah.
Now, I would say probably with it being at Spurs, is it a bigger game for them? There'll be more expectation, definitely on Tottenham. The one thing I would say is that I also think Thomas Frank is a very good manager. The problem I suppose that he's facing now is at Brentford, there wasn't the expectation that there is at Tottenham.
Yeah.
So I think when you go into Spurs, you're expected to finish inside at least the top six and go deep into competitions. Obviously, that hasn't happened this season. And that's probably something that he's adapting to. Look, they've signed, Conor Gallagher. He'll, I imagine, go into the team today. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Richarlison being out. Who plays up front? Do they change the formation? I think the one thing for Spurs is they need more creativity in the team.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting today, obviously, once we get the teams to see who starts. And it's an intriguing fixture. It always is, West Ham versus Tottenham or Spurs West Ham.
Yeah, unhappy fan bases, managers under pressure in London today. It's going to be a huge game. Matt Taylor, former West Ham player, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Have a good day. All of the action from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, all of the updates coming for you here on talkSPORT today. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Don't forget, it all gets underway today at 12:30. The Manchester Derby live commentary. Our 250th commentary here at talkSPORT live for you here. Build up from 11 to kick off at 12:30. Don't forget, this Friday, by the way, watches Alexis Roca versus Raul Curio. Their first clash ended in a draw. Now 2 elite welterweights run it back in high stakes rematch for bigger fights in the year ahead. You can watch on Friday on DAZN. Don't miss DAZN's packed schedule with fights every week, including the blockbuster Ring 6 Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson. That's the 31st of January at Madison Square Garden. That'll be magic. And kicking off February with Nick Ball taking on Brandon Figueroa on February the 7th. All of it live for you on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
We're building up to the game at 12:30. It's the Manchester Derby live on talkSPORT. A Premier League winning fullback will be with us next.
and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Good morning, it's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Celtic and Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. Name that tune?
He's Charming Man.
Yes, well done.
It's Morrissey, isn't it?
Yeah, the Smiths. Yeah.
Smiths, yeah.
This is the in-betweener Sam, isn't it?
I think so.
No?
Yeah, I've got a feeling it was.
It's the in-betweeners, isn't it?
Us.
Who really knows? This is the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're building up to the Manchester derby today, so we've been playing some Manchester bands and musicians to get you into it. United take on Man City live here on talkSPORT 12:30. All of the build-up from 11 o'clock on GameDay Live. It's the 198th Manchester derby, talkSPORT's 250th commentary of the season. We like to go big. And it's the very first game for Michael Carrick's reign in interim charge of Man United. Can he get off to a winning start and bring back a bit of the feel-good factor to Old Trafford after a rotten old week?
Got Rooney free in the centre if he wants to use him. He goes for goal himself. And Michael Carrick scores his first goal in 70 games for Manchester United.
The perfect start for Michael Carrick. Who knows? Even if he only gets one game, it's a pretty vital one.
That's what football's all about, the entertainment and playing for this club and creating that in this stadium.
He goes leaving with his head held high as well. I mean, I think it'd be a huge miss.
Ruben Amorim has been sacked as head coach at Manchester United.
It's just to stabilise everything until the end of the season, to get the team back into the European football.
Leadership, direction, it's not there at this moment in time. You can't replace an interim manager with another interim manager with a view to get a full-time manager in 4 or 5 months.
And United now have gone out at the first time of asking in both the league and the FA Cup.
Perfect for what they need right now. The next sort of 4 months of the season will tell us all we need to know. But for now, he's just nice and calm, Michael is.
I would have put someone like Roy Keane in to shake it up. It needs a bit of livening up in there because there's too much going on behind the scenes and too many people getting away with doing too little.
Man United fans, let's all join hands. Hail Mary, full of grace. Lord's with thee. 12:30 here on talkSPORT. Man United take on Man City, building up to it with us. FA Cup and League Cup winner with Manchester United and won the Prem twice, Paul Parker. Good morning, Paul. Thanks for coming on.
Hi, Paul.
Good morning to both of you.
Very good morning.
Paul, just on the appointment itself, what did you make of it?
I was surprised. I'd like to think that they had an idea in mind anyway, and was to actually get someone in straight away to let him go when they did. But it seems part of the pattern. It's that kind of time, and around that November time, November, December is when managers come and go at Manchester United of late. They've tried to keep it in-house. The old words of he knows the club. That seems to be what's happening with Manchester United at the moment, and I think we've seen on a few occasions when someone coming in who doesn't know the club, doesn't know the Premier League. You know, on 2 occasions, I can remember there was Wenger, there was Mourinho. They've come into clubs and bang, they've gone and won gone and won titles. But at the moment, Manchester United is about getting people who they say know the club, and that seems to be the way to do it for them.
Paul, it's a strange scenario because I think in some ways United will be rocking today from the fan bases, but that has to start with the team that set the tone of the game. The problem is they're playing against the team that are so good at keeping the ball off you.
Yeah, and I think we've seen on 3 occasions this season, well, I'm saying 3, it could be maybe 4, when they've played a Man City already, they've played a Liverpool, and they played an Arsenal first game of the season. They come out the blocks, incredible, like a greyhound, desperate for the rabbit. And then all of a sudden, then they kind of, after they've actually gone and done that bit, they actually forget the rabbit's there and they just tail off. And that's the way United have been. That first game against Arsenal, I was one of those people who got led into a false sense of security with United because they should have come out of that game at Old Trafford with something against Arsenal, and they didn't. And then after that, it just went back to what it was the season before. And then there's that lift at Anfield, a feel-good factor, the big vibes, the big stories, and bang. And obviously we're seeing it at the Etihad with City as well. So today, if United were to go for it and have a real go, I'm not going to fall into that because you have to know there's another game. There's another game just as important, and the games they've got coming up they've got big games, and there's a good chance that United will turn up for them. It's those games in between where they struggle, where some of those players, or a lot of those players, can't get themselves going, and that's a big worry if you play for a Manchester United and Liverpool, clubs that are pushing to win titles. If those players, big games are great, but it's those small games that win your titles in certain ways. You have to win them. You have to win the majority of them, not just go in and beat the big sides and get the headlines for the weekend.
Paul, what do you think is going to happen long term here? I mean, Simon Jordan, we heard earlier on there from talkSPORT saying get somebody like Roy Keane in there, maybe throw a rocket up a few backsides. But I mean, do you think it might be Oliver Glasner, bearing in mind what's happened with him yesterday, saying that he's going to leave Palace?
Well, the first thing, I mean, the right to go in there would be absolutely brilliant. And I would just love it. I would even pay just to go to Carrington, just to listen to him talk to those players and watch those players squirm, because generally they're quite weak nowadays, players. They can't deal with criticism. They don't want to fight back and virtually try and shove it back where the sun doesn't shine. They don't really want to do that anymore. They want to whinge to their, agents and go and see directors of football and moan and say the manager's lost the dressing room. But it isn't, we all know that no one wants a Roy Keane in today's football, in today's top level football, because Roy will say what he feels and he will say what he believes is right and what they should be doing. No, that's not up to him. It's people in charge, or the people who are running the teams, the head coach, they just coach. They don't get involved in anything like that. They step aside. So Roy wouldn't work, in my opinion, on that side.
All right. Predictions then for today, Paul. What do you think is going to happen?
I always normally go against it. I've got a feeling I'm going to go for a draw, score draw.
All right.
Hard with United having to work really hard because they're going to have to sit deep. Because if they get split along the lines, or if the fullbacks don't do their job, because the fullbacks are important today, I would say. If they got Doku and they got Semedo playing as well, and I look at what United have got for fullbacks, they can't defend. Simple as that. They can't do one-on-one. So, but I'm gonna believe that United and Michael Carrick have got some idea about stopping City when they get in that attacking third.
It'd be great to see. Paul Parker, thank you so much for your time this morning. Good luck. Enjoy the game today, all right?
Cheers, Paul. Okay, cheers.
Take care of yourself. Good to get Paul's thoughts there. 12:30 today. All of the build-up here from 11 o'clock. Game day exclusive. We're live from Old Trafford. Reshman Chowdhury is there just now getting set up with Sam Matterface and former England defender Stuart Pearce. Live for you here. 12:30, the Manchester Derby. It's going to be a great day. Don't forget, if you want to have an event, you can get your calls into Jamie and Jason at 5:30 on the Game Day phone in later on to have your say. We've got London derbies, Spurs take on West Ham, Chelsea take on Brentford. All of the updates as ever here with you on talkSPORT Cast. Enjoy Chelsea. We'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Go safely. Have yourself a great day. Don't forget, Max and Charlie on the way next on talkSPORT.